Here we go, chat. Coming in live from Los Angeles, California. The day is today. The FNCS Pro-Am Tournament. Here we go. We get the best creators from around the world. We get the best pros. This is going to be an insane event. I'll pull up the chat real quick. Let's go. This is going to be an insane roller coaster of event, chat. Here we go. Holy, dude.
Welcome to the 2025 FNCS Pro-Am, coming at you guys live from the Galen Center. My name is Zeke. Joining me here on the analyst desk, it's Vivid, it's Tokata. We are here with a ton of fans. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Alright, chat, so walkouts start in
there might even be a few little surprises
very soon, actually.
the way.
Probably 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, it feels amazing, Zeke. From all the way back when this event was announced, to the players getting announced, to the duos getting announced, to the event even kicking off a couple.
What duo are we rooting for, chat? What duo are we rooting for?
Started then all of the content creation around the event. Shout out to everybody making content here. It's been great. Vibe's been great.
Exciting. It's been over 5 years since we've had a Fortnite Pro-Am.
That's crazy, bro.
The noise, the audience, the
I remember watching the first Pro-Am. Bro, Ninja and Tim the Tapman? Or Ninja and Marshmallow?
this year, and it's gonna
Crazy.
be difficult to beat the excitement from this crowd.
Alright, chat.
I mean, guys, if you guys
go.
are in the venue, can you just make some noise for the people at home? Let them know!
Dang, it's actually packed.
No,
That's kinda sick.
let them know! That's without the players coming out. We still have so much hype to bring. Oh my gosh. Obviously, this is the FNCS Pro. It's a little bit different, right? We just came
Alright, this is actually gonna be perfect. We're gonna run through all the duos as they walk out.
Bringing together for a reload. It's gonna be a fantastic
This is gonna be sick.
It's gonna be awesome, right? Obviously, the FNCS circuit has included these majors for a couple of years now, but this little bit of a break that we have. Right?
Who is ready, chat? Who is ready? Let's go.
Fill it in with the Pro-Am. Honestly, I love the vibe of it. So far, it's been super, super cool. I even got people here, and I'm like, you guys got to do this again, and we haven't even had the competition yet.
Yeah, creators, pros from all over the world, right? We've got players from Brazil, OCE, Asia, NA, EU.
Chat, what
all
team you guys
over the
rooting for?
world Competing here today.
Oh man.
Type it in
Now,
the
before we
chat.
Obviously get this all going. Why don't we take a little tour around the venue, see who else is here with us. Frankie is standing by in the player lounge.
I am. Typical Gamer just walked ahead of me in the shop, but that's absolutely fine because it's Typical Gamer. I think we can allow that. In fact, it is so busy in the player lounge, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. So let's
That's crazy,
try
bro.
and walk to a slightly less busy spot as I talk to you about how the players are
Ozzy
feeling.
and
And to be
Peter
honest,
Bot.
I think I'm more nervous than they are. These creators, they're used to the spotlight. These players, they're used to LAN. That means it's going to be an incredibly fierce competition. But hopefully, in a few minutes, they might let me grab them for a chat because there are so many big names here. And
Let's go, chat.
Really, really want to beat each other to the incredible trophy you're going to see revealed on stage. I
think Peter Bot and Ozzy's gonna be a good team.
There's so many friends and family here. And I just
There's,
can't
like, so
wait
many people in the
to
background,
see who
dude. That's
Kenny
funny.
has got over in the creator lounge because I imagine it's as busy as this one.
There is a lot going on over here, Frankie, or I should say that I am in the creator lounge right now, although it's looking a little empty, and that's probably because a lot of our creators are backstage right now getting ready, although I did just see Bucky walk across, so some of the creators are here as well. Guys, I am so excited for all of the action. We have 6 incredible games of Reload coming your way. But
All right,
we do
6
still have
games,
a few
one-day event,
moments
chat.
before we
One-day
get into
event.
all the action. But speaking of action, we gotta bring in the people that are gonna be calling all the action. It is our 2 casters, Taco and Jacob PR.
Thank you so much, Kelly. 5 years since the last FNCS Pro.
Dang, bro.
I remember me just a little bit shorter in the crowd, watching all the action unfold. Some of the creators that
Courage JD.
were in attendance for that.
Your
We got so many
Fortnite
Yeah, the only thing
Pro-Am
I like for us,
champion.
Jacob, is that we have the best spectator POV. I mean, we'll get a chance to peep what's going on with the co-streamers.
Alright, chat. I also have the
but also the crowd. I wanna see you
also have
guys
the
get
leaderboard pulled
loud
up, so
because there's been so much
we'll get
trash
live
talk
updates
from
as soon as the
fans,
game
and
ends. We'll look at
especially
this.
once they're on that stage.
See who's in the
I'm gonna be
lead.
looking off into the crowd
We're
as
ready,
the
chat.
game
We're
goes
ready.
off, as I'm calling all the action to see
We're
which
ready.
side
What's up,
of the
Call of
crowd
Duty?
is actually the loudest. this? Is the west side, the east side? Who are they actually rooting for? Because I know I got a couple of my favorites, Peterbot, but specifically Aussie Antics, probably one I'm looking out for.
Aussie Antics.
Yeah, I mean, there's been
What's up,
some
Slicky?
mix-ups taking place. You know, streets have been talking for a long time.
How's it going? How's it going?
Since last night, you can tell who's been grinding, who's been VOD reviewing, but I think Zeke and the analysts might have a little bit more to say on that.
I think Courage and Cold have been trying to pop off. I know they've been practicing a lot. That's definitely like one of the duos where people thought it might not work out. I hope they do well. Hope they do well.
Yeah, in FNCS, we're typically jumping into the main island over there, 100 players, everything like that. As you can quickly see here, we're going to be dropping all the way down to 40 players, 20 duos, and every single duo is going to have a content creator and a pro comprising of that.
This is going to be insane,
now, of
dude.
course, the biggest difference here is we're going to be jumping into the reload game mode, and the biggest thing about that is that if you
Wait,
get
what's the
eliminated,
format?
as long as your duo is still alive, you actually jump back into the action.
And that's going to be interesting when you
Okay,
think about the
how much is
point system.
placement is only
Look at the points, you get
1,
10
2,
points
3,
for a
4.
victory royale, but each
It's only 10,
elimination
okay.
counts as 1 point. So if you get 10
Dude, placement's only 10, that's
that
kinda
is the
crazy.
equivalent of a victory
So
royale.
elims count for a
I would not
lot.
be surprised
Elims
if
are very
Zeke was
important.
playing extra aggressive today.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
hyped,
you
bro.
look at someone like Peterbot, right?
I'm ready.
Someone like
Chat, we
those
ready?
who are very elimination heavy, they're very elimination
Let's get some
hungry.
W's in chat.
This could be really good for them. Like you
Let's
said,
get
you
some
have
W
someone
spams
team.
in the chat
If
right
you're
now.
going frag crazy, you might as well just be coming out in first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's super, super cool. Obviously, you know, being in the environment that we are, players and content creators of Ivy days ago, they've had a ton of practice. They've kind of been jumping into Cubs. We had a couple of practice schemes yesterday, and let me tell you something. That reload format, the ability to kind of jump back into the action, it created
Let's go, baby.
so many fights in the early game. We're going to be action-packed today.
So I think the team should be walking out soon, which is gonna be sick.
We had creators 1v1ing, pros going
I kinda need to
against
remember, like,
pros
who's with
going
who, you
against
know.
each other. There's been non-stop action.
Oh my gosh, we are just so unbelievably excited.
Look at that trophy. Look at that trophy.
Players excited?
Am I excited for the Pro-Am? I think there's so many wild cards. Anybody could win this.
Here we go, bro.
Energy is insane. It's gonna get serious pretty quickly.
You're in for Clicks and Lacey? Dude, that's the content duo right there.
People here who have almost made grand finals or made grand finals as creators. I think there's gonna be a lot more variance just because of the mix of the different skill levels.
Dang, that's so sick.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I do have something for you'll put on the best content here. It's a chance to see the best players in the world try to carry people like me, so it has a kind of a fun element to it.
All the biggest influencers in Fortnite, competitors in Fortnite together in a room. Content being made is just like so much fun.
I can't wait. I'm blessed with a great teammate. Competition looks slight. I mean, it's going to be a great day.
We play together really, really well. I think everyone's gonna see that at the Pro-Am. Anything can happen. It's gonna be very, very chaotic.
You have Macy, you have Clicks. If you want to mess with us, please.
I think Zemi and Cooper. Zemi and Cooper's gonna be a good team as well.
JD in particular needs to watch out. I feel so bad putting him back in the lobby.
Dude, so many people are hating on Courage JD. It's funny.
Eliminate Nick 830, and then maybe eliminate
Sympathetic King, bro.
100%. I think we are going to win this. I like what it takes for me to win.
Let's go, 2K. Nick 830.
Galen Center, how about that, your players? Now, these players,
What's up, Money? How's it going,
they've
man?
been talking some wild games.
Chat, we
some
ready?
Big game. They're saying they're going to eliminate
Dude, 44K
each other
people already watching.
one by one when they hit reload later today.
Holy,
However,
bro.
I've been talking some big game. 'Cause I've been
That
saying,
trophy is
you guys
clean.
are the loudest crowd in
Trophy's
esports,
clean,
and now,
chat.
I need you guys to have my back, okay? I need you to prove me right. So 1, 2, 3, make some noise! It's not bad. It's not bad. It was good. I think
W trophy for
we
real,
could be
dude.
even better. So I am gonna borrow some words from my good friend, Mr. Levin 2K. FNCS Pro-Am, are you ready?
All right, here we go.
Ready, Zeke?
Let's get the players out. Come on, bro.
Frankie, after that, I am ready. Oh my gosh, you already heard this.
Bring 'em out, baby.
before, and again, we've not even brought the players out, okay? Before the cameras went on, we had the players on the stage. They had a moment to kind of set up. We already started.
Who am I
to
rooting
hear
for?
both sides
Oh,
say
man.
go crazy.
I don't even know.
It is going to be an exciting time. First off, welcome back, Kelly.
Yeah, I got rebooted.
You got, you got some fans as well.
Probably
Yeah,
Courage and Cold.
really show love to Kelly.
I say
We
Courage and
appreciate
Cold,
that.
man.
So guys, what is at stake
Here we go,
Let's
chat.
talk about
Prize
that
pool.
$500,000 $1,000 prize pool, but for first place, $50,000.
I mean, each team
You know, a lot
is
of
walking away with
people
at least
talk about
15
why are
grand,
we
so
here? Are we here for the engagement?
we're
Are
doing
we
pretty
here to have
well.
fun? $500,000 prize pool is a pretty big reason to be here and compete, Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Let's
going
go,
to be very,
chat.
very cliche here, and I'm going to say, yeah, you know, the players, the content creators, they're going to be competing for the money. Yeah, that's the prize for them. The prize really is for the Fortnite fam. The enjoyment already that's come out of this event. Obviously, the 6 games we have yet to be entertained by. I think we're the real winners.
100%, but look, it's not just the 500K prize pool, the 50K for first place. But if you do get that first place, it
Dude,
comes with
50K
something
is
special
kind of
for you.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, we have an amazing and just beautiful trophy. Just
I mean,
a massive
50K
shout out
isn't
there
like the
to
craziest.
Thomas
It's not like a
Light
fully.
for creating not
It's not like
only
a full
the trophy, but they're
FNCS
also
prize pool, but like
medals as well. They're the official silverware
15
partner of the
grand for
FNCS.
last
They're-
place.
they're
Like
kind of already making
everyone's
trophies
still
in
getting money
sports
here.
space, and now looking to take a step into esports. They've actually already created a trophy for the RLCS, and when the Pro-Am has a trophy, the Global Championships will have a trophy.
All right, game 1 is happening in 49 minutes, chat.
Yeah, Thomas Light is
49
literally
minutes.
the official warrant holder for goldsmiths and silversmiths for His Majesty the King. So literally making trophies for royalty, and we have some.
You rooting for
royalty
TG
here
and
as well.
Booga?
Oh.
That's a good team
We
right
gotta be
there.
honest with ourselves, right? The trophy is what everybody wants. That's what competition's all about. I personally never ended up earning one. That stinks for me. But the opportunity for everybody here to go ahead and claim that trophy, right? Have it in the back of their setups at home when they're creating content, when they're on
Or
stream.
clicks,
That's
yeah.
what it's all about.
And we've
Dude, we got some
players
crazy
that have
teams,
those
man. It's
trophies
honestly
in
hard
the
to root for
background.
someone.
Booga's competing here today, but
There's so many,
also a
like,
lot of creators
I don't know,
and
so
players
many
that do not.
good teams.
And today is the day to get one.
That's right. Okay, guys, let's do this. We got to take a look at our lobby list. Who is competing here today? If you missed out on duo,
Here we
day,
go.
Don't worry, we've got you covered. Here is a look at all of the duos we'll be seeing. Now let's start to kind of talk about some of these.
Now, chat.
Obviously,
I've been watching some of the
before everything
content, some of
kinda
the
started and we knew Peter Bob was
the
coming,
1v1s, the
everyone's thinking,
2v2s
okay, who's getting
that have been
paired up
going
with
on.
who could be,
Nikoff and
you know, who could
Podesai,
walk away with
the
this
French,
legend of the scene? Turns
the French
out
guys are
it's Aussie
insane.
Antics.
They're actually really
When
good.
you pair them together, Cat Crowd, you guys can go crazy.
Chat,
That's fun.
Nikoff used to
When you
be
pair them together, this is a terrifying duo.
I mean, literally,
Nikoff used to be
faces
an
of
ex-pro.
competitive
He's an
Fortnite.
ex-pro,
Peter
so
Bob, the best player in the world, arguably,
I don't know, man.
Major 2
That
reigning
team's looking
champ,
pretty stacked.
global champ as well. And then Aussie Antics, who does every single viewing party for every single event ever, and the two of them together. Although I will say, when
They're
we
landing-
announced this pairing,
they're landing
Aussie
slurp.
very excited.
They're contesting, bro.
I saw a little bit of fear, a little bit concern in his eye, because being able to keep up with Peterbot is a feat in itself.
Well, let's be honest, Aussie Antics is not going to be able to keep up with Peterbot. Peterbot is literally the GOAT of Fortnite right now. He's on one heck of a run. But everybody's like, yeah, who was going to get paired up with Peterbot? On the flip side of that, well, who was going to get paired up with Aussie Antics? I actually think this worked out very, very well. For anybody who doesn't know, Peterbot's been like a 40.
I mean, Aussie's decent, but dude, with Peterbot on your team, I feel like that's at least a top 3, right? It's got to be at least top 3.
This duo honestly worked out very, very well on both sides of the coin.
And I love the way they're playing. We could see a bit of it in the practice games yesterday. Aussie Antics, he's got double chug jug. He's got medkits. He's got shockwaves, grappler, and he's like, all right, Peterbot, go frag out. Get as many eliminations as you want. I'll be ready. I've got heals for you. I've got mobility for you. I've got everything you need.
Yeah, Aussie's just pretty much a med kid, bro.
You know, we keep calling Aussie
That's
Antics
funny.
a loot llama, but we saw the practice games yesterday. He eliminated Mr. Savage, so there is definitely some WP potential there.
Oh man, I'm excited, of course. For the
That's the
duo.
thing though, like the game mode is reload, so it's like even if you're not the best, you can still beam people out of the sky. You know, you can still get kills third partying. It can be a lot different than battle royale.
In the beginning, try and get us some free elimination points, and then we'll start playing passive towards like 5 or 6 minutes into the game.
I just gotta stay alive. That's my plan.
Yeah, just gotta stay alive. That's it, Aussie, right? I mean, I love that you guys kind of brought up the practice game.
Can be pretty tough though.
Having a situation where we watched Peterbot kind of take a fight, was eliminated, rebooted, lands in front of Aussie, and Aussie's just like, hey, here's stuff, keep going, I'm gonna keep farming, like, I can't wait to see how they perform today.
I mean, something we talk about in the FNCS is players knowing their roles and being able to play to the T, and that is exactly what Aussie and Peter are coming into this competition. They have such a good synergy. I really feel like they are, you know, the team to beat.
You know, honestly, we keep talking about how all these practice games went yesterday, and it was like, yeah, Los Angeles was kind of farming for Peterbot, but at the end of it, you know, no leaks or anything like that. I think they're actually going to switch up how it's going to work. They might actually, you know, work together just a little bit more than we were expecting. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of practice and implement that new strategy.
Yeah, and we're talking about support. Aussie Antics, look, I'm gonna give one leak. He eliminated Mr. Savage yesterday in the practice game, so he can still hold.
He killed Mr. Savage, bro.
Okay, well, guess what? Frankie's actually.
He's not totally a loot llama. He can actually do something.
Yes,
And before we ask them
Oh, here we
about
go.
their
We got the
game,
interview.
I need to ask, why is the FNCS Pro-Am going to be won by Reason and Fraxity today?
I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just gonna go out there and win.
Yeah, you're going to win, so no one's getting in your way today.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
That's probably the most obvious answer and the
Bro,
question
that's
I should
crazy.
have asked because we all knew it. Now, Ozzy, I'm coming to you. What was it like when you were paired up with Peterbot, when the news sank in?
I mean, it's exciting. Obviously, everyone wanted to get Peterbot. It put a bit more pressure on. I started practicing instantly. I was kind of going to gauge how serious I was going to take the event, of which teammate I got. Once you get Pete, you got to lock in. So.
And how seriously are you taking the event?
I mean, pretty seriously. I mean, no one's expecting me to be the firepower on the team, but you got to keep up with Peterbot. You got to at least be like practicing. So I put a lot of time in. I'm feeling pretty good.
Peter, have you been surprised by the firepower that Ozzy is bringing?
A little bit. I thought he would be a little bit worse, but he's definitely gotten better.
Is that because of you?
No, he's lying. He's
Nah,
lying,
it's
bro.
not because of me. I think he just like grinded on his own, but I think he's getting better for me.
He's definitely been grinding. We're hearing rumors that more people might be heading your way at Slurpee Swamp today. Have you got a message for them?
Are they getting conned?
I hope people land on us at Slurpee. You know, it'll be free eliminations for me and Ozzy. So.
Crazy.
Free eliminations. No one wants to give Peterbot free eliminations. To be honest, they probably feel free when people are actually coming at you primed and ready to go.
Free elims, bro.
Ozzy, so you talked about the fact that you're just
I mean, there's a lot of pros today. There's a lot of good
pros.
pros.
Yesterday, where you did get an elimination on Ali A. Are you feeling like actually you might be going more for the elims now, more direct?
We'll see. I don't want to say too much, but I mean, if I go the full llama route, people are gonna start looking for me.
Is this is this like a meet and greet going on in the background?
Like too one-sided, so you know.
Feels like there's a lot of like just a lot of random people, you know?
A kind, lovely person.
I think it might be.
Ask Ozzy to talk about the competition. He's just like, I don't do that. I can't talk about anyone in a bad way. But I do want to know, has Pete told you any trash talk?
Oh, I mean, we'll see. I don't want to mess up his flow state. I know Pete likes to smack talk. He likes to, crash out on people a bit. So I don't want to mess him up too much. So I'm usually Mr. Positive, but it's a tournament. There's money on the line, We'll see how we go.
So the answer is no. Pete hasn't taught him any smack talk. He's literally the same Aussie antics we know and love. Peter,
That's such an
Ozzy,
awkward question,
thank you
bro.
so much for talking to me today. And
Such
I know
an
you're
awkward
gonna follow this
question.
show. Let's head back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Frankie. Yeah, I mean, so we've obviously had a couple days now with everybody here at the tournament. We've had kind of chances to catch up with Ozzy individually, Peterbot individually, and a couple times together.
We got some
right?
individual streams
You can
starting.
definitely tell Ozzy's taking this very seriously. He's really putting in time. He's really trying to
Let me see if I
find
can
it.
pull
Peterbot
up.
is just being Peterbot. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to show up on the show day.
I think some actual reactions would be cool.
Ozzy is not as bad as he thought he was is the nicest compliment I have
We
ever
have
heard out of Peterbot's mouth. So that right
Typical
there
gamer
is a
stream.
good
I'll pull that
sign.
up. If we can see some reactions to people like getting insane kills or dying or something, that'd be sick.
Went ahead and set there just confidence spewing out of Peterbot.
Let's pull up.
On camera, just like, yeah, I'm gonna win.
People are sleeping on Ozzy a little bit, though, no? I mean, when you're put up with Peterbot,
Let's pull
it's
Courage's
hard to
stream as
make
well.
That comparison, right? The GOAT of Fortnite competitive, the GOAT.
Get a couple
of Fortnite
POVs going.
parties, but they definitely have what it takes.
You said the word GOAT there, and that got me thinking. There is a
Okay.
GOAT we have to highlight, and it's someone who's going to be fighting for the #1 loudest duo on the day. It's Courage JD.
Oh,
paired
bro.
up with Cold. Obviously, if you guys, again, have been watching since Duo Day, you know we had Courage on the show. He was really excited.
19
Finally,
practice
we got
cup
some time to
limbs.
practice together, and, Courage has been taking this extremely seriously.
I like how he said Courage World Cup. He has the World Cup.
To Courage JD, but
That's
once
funny.
They finally get the practice in, it definitely looks a lot
Dude,
better.
I love the
Courage
comparisons.
JD, we were talking about Aussie Antics putting in the work, putting in the practice. Every time I tune into Twitch, Courage JD is practicing with some kind of pro.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Zeke was mentioning, oh yeah, they're gonna be competing for the loudest duo. I'm pretty sure one half of this duo is gonna be entirely carrying that loudness. I'll let
Bro,
you guys at
that's
home kind
funny.
of decide who that's gonna be right there.
This is
Yeah,
gonna be an
but
interesting
that's always
team.
Right there, the practice that Courage has been
It's gonna be
bringing
quite
to the
interesting.
table. It's not only the time that he's put it in, because obviously it's been a bunch. It's actually the quality of that practice that kind of caught my eye. Jumping into lobbies, jumping into creative with other professional players, even ones that are actually competing in the event. Like I saw they had a great session with Venno himself, right? A little bit tips and tricks there about how to fight box to box. So great job.
Dude, the
by
fact that
Courage
Cold
for Courage
showed
to
up,
go ahead and
like,
jump into the action.
Yeah, and
I don't know, a
also
couple days
for us,
late
I mean,
to, like, the
this morning,
venue.
Courage was, I would say,
Bro,
the
Courage was
first
so
one
happy when he finally got there.
practice lounge, and he
Chat, if you
gave
guys don't know,
us
Cold doesn't really,
200
like,
granola bars, and it was all for Cold. He said,
Cold
"I
doesn't really
know
play that
Cold
often. He doesn't
ready
grind that
to
often, so
today, so I think they
it was a struggle for Courage to get him to hop on the game, bro.
Right, and of course, him being basically the last one out last night during the practice hours, like, I cannot wait to see Courage compete. He did have some quotes in that piece that we showed earlier. I believe he said he was going to eliminate Cypher PK,
Nick A30,
Nick A30, and then some of the pros.
Maybe.
He's going after Cypher PK and Nick A30, bro.
During the duo day, he was the self-proclaimed 2025 FCS Pro-Am champion, so we'll see how that goes today.
Yeah,
Courage did get second
honestly,
place in the
there's
first
a lot of
Pro-Am.
possibility to
If you
come.
guys
I
didn't
do
know.
think that Courage JD may have made a few enemies, though.
He was the pro back in the day, dude. That's crazy to think about.
A few enemies. You can even think, I'm gonna take you back, okay? 2018, the Fortnite Pro-Am, Courage actually got second
There we go.
place. And, you know, Cypher was talking about it. He competed back in the day. Also, Ali A, who got 5th. And Courage was like, you know what? As long as I place higher than Ali A, I'll be happy with that.
Dude, Ali A was a pro in the Pro-Am.
But you know, look, this duo is
Wild.
for each other, right? Like, obviously the quiet nature of Cole, who's going to be kind of slipping in and out of builds, eliminate players. Courage being the loud voice to distract people. I mean, you know, why don't we just hear what they have to say?
Courage and Cole, we get a live interview.
The best content creator at the Fortnite Pro-Am.
I got my player. I know my player.
Go ahead. Who is it?
Cypher PK.
That's gonna be crazy, bro. Is my stream like... What is my stream doing, bro? Why is it lagging?
If that's not an indication we've been having a lot of fun this weekend, I don't know what is. Very excited to see how these...
Dude, Courage has been having a lot of fun, but he's been grinding as well. Like,
Cold is cold. So, you know, we kind of touched a lot
you look
on
at these
Curry and
content
how
creators and stuff, and they're like... They're messing around, they're getting content, but they're also like... trying to grind at the same time.
I mean, Major 2 reigning champ. He every time we see these like stats of who has the most damage, it's between him and Peterbon who's fighting for first. Absolutely an incredible fragger. Definitely a threat to the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, an incredible performance in Major 2 from Cold. Best damage ratio over the course of 12 games against other professional players was seriously a feat. Obviously, that's the crazy thing, right? When we think about, you know, how well they play in majors, it's always against other professional players. Throw in content creators in the mix, you're one of the best fraggers in the game, being Cold.
They should be bringing out... I think they're bringing out the players soon.
FNCS champ. I mean, look, they're
Hopefully.
joking around, they're having fun, but I think when that first game starts, they're gonna be.
Alright, let's see if I can pull up some other POVs. We got Typical Gamer, we got Cold.
to see where they're at right now. Frankie is sitting by with the duo. Let's get their thoughts on the Pro-Am.
Well, Cold was 14
Oh, we got
years
Cold
old
and Courage.
when he won his first FNCS
Here we go.
major finals. Courage is 31.
Why does he-
He's gonna
why
get
does he have a
first
bunch of
title
bananas,
today.
dude?
And you brought the bananas. What's this all about?
Yeah, it's important to have fruits, keep your blood sugar high. I'm going to have 2 bananas per game, which will equate to 12 bananas by the end of this. And I think if I get 1 elimination per banana, we'll be in a good spot.
Who are you going to eliminate, though? Who's the easiest?
I mean, how long do we got? Cypher PK, we were fighting earlier, easy eliminations. Peterbot
Bro.
hasn't even warmed up, not worried about him anymore. Typical Gamer might almost be 50, so his reaction time isn't cutting it. And I got Cold as a duo, so what am I worried about?
You do have Cold as a duo. The weird thing is, I would have thought it'd be
This
him
guy's
with
content
injury
farming, bro.
After the test games we played yesterday, because he was carrying you quite a lot. Cold, how are you feeling about your partner? He's been grinding more than anyone in this entire building.
He has. I can tell he really wants it, and like he wants to do well in this. So I'm gonna do my best to get him what he wants.
How long have you been able to practice?
That's
as
crazy,
duos?
bro.
I mean, you had the major 2 finals not that long ago.
I kind of want this team to win, chat.
Yeah.
Not much practice coming from me, to be honest, but I got courage for that. So.
Well, you did have a little bit of trouble. You're dropping south of Booming Base, and unfortunately for you guys, malheureusement, the French are going there too.
Oof.
What's the
Okay, that's
tactic
tough.
with them today, because they
Dude,
gave you a lot of trouble?
the French are actually like one of the best teams.
We're gonna do our thing, and we'll see how it goes.
Are you gonna do
The
what
content
all
creator's
the
basically a pro in that
until
team.
the danger's gone?
Of course not.
This man doesn't hide in no bush. Courage, do you think that you've put quite a lot of pressure on yourself with this event? Because obviously you've been grinding, but back at the 2018 Celebrity Pro-Am, you did lose to Ninja. He put you in second place. You say you gave it to him, but I'm not so sure.
Look, Ninja needed to complete his story arc at the first Pro-Am. I love my boy Tyler, but he had to get that win. This time, though, I'm coming for first place only. And if we win first place, I told Cold I'm giving him all my prize money. So.
All the prize money, I mean, 50 grand? It's not pocket change to me, but maybe to this man. But you could buy
Get
a
encouraged,
lot of
man.
bananas with that, Cold. Let's head back to the desk.
Well,
I think they broke Z.
What is happening with the bananas, dude?
I'm fine. fine.
That's weird.
Everything is fine. Everything
One
is
banana
great.
per game, he says.
Always a big fan of Courage JD, a true OG in the scene, and of course, I love seeing him paired up with Cole. They both seem in very high spirits. So
Holy
I'm
dude.
excited to see. That means.
All right, do we have other
whatever happens,
POVs?
we're gonna be hearing Courage
Cypher
JD on that stage.
PK.
Oh, 100%. I think that for this duo especially, that they are just here for the vibes. But I
Dude,
think
Bugha's
that
POV would be
throughout those
crazy.
vibes, they also just might get a few wins as well.
Yeah, I mean, the approach to the tournament is just completely different. I love how Cole's answer to, oh, you know how much practice.
Oh, dude, let's get Ozzy's POV. Yeah.
Oh, well, me? Really not much. But that's what I got Courage for. As if, like, Courage has put in so much practice.
All right, here we
that's,
go.
like, taking up how much Cole's supposed to practice. Like, Courage has practiced so much for the both of them.
Look, all I know is no other player is going to have more than 12 bananas. Will that actually help Courage? I don't think so.
Yeah, 12 bananas is kind of crazy. That's a lot of bananas.
Okay, all right, now the spirit of what I would like to see today is someone win their first LAN title. Thomas HD paired up with Somerset, which is kind of a terrifying duo. Guys, I will go ahead and admit something to you now. When Duo Day happened, obviously we were seeing the duos announced come together, and I kept, I was going one by one. I saw Thomas HD and Somerset. I thought, oh, that's
Thomas
really
actually
cool.
has
Then I
100K Twitch followers.
kinda
That's pretty
stopped
good.
myself and take a kind of step back and wait.
Might be a
hold on,
content
Zeke,
creator.
Did you read that right? Thomas HD and Somerset?
Yeah, leading up into this event, a lot of people make their prediction list, top 3, top 5, and this duo is in pretty much every single person's top 5 list. And there's obvious reasons
Oh,
why.
what did I just do, bro?
Thomas AG is the best player in Fortnite to never win an FNCS title. I don't even know how many second places he's won. And then, of course, we have Somerset, winner of multiple votes, as well as getting 3rd place at the
My bad,
most
chat.
recent Milk Cup LAN. I mean, they are incredible competitors, and having that competitive mindset is definitely going to set themselves up for success.
Yeah, this duo has put us in a little bit of a gray area, right? We're supposed to have a professional
This is
player
gonna
on one
be,
side,
dude, this is
content
gonna be
creator on the
crazy.
other side.
This is gonna be a
Obviously,
crazy
great
event.
content creator, but she is just so invested in the Fortnite competitive. I think nobody would bat an eye to call her a professional player in all regards. Like, you saw 14,000 hours streamed. All
All right, when are they bringing out the players? The first game starts in half an hour.
Some way, shape, or form, and not to mention,
I feel like they gotta bring him out in like
an esport that
maybe at 11:30, maybe in like 4 minutes.
kind of come into it. Everybody's getting better. Somerset is also just getting better. Right, earlier this year, making it into FNCS East, which was a feat for her. So she's constantly getting better. Paired up with Thomas HD, scary duo.
They're going to be lethal. I mean, not only making it to Heat's 3rd place in the Milk Cup, Thomas HD, on the other hand, 4 times he's placed 2nd place in FNCS Grand Finals, one of those being the Global Championship. Now, we did talk with Thomas, talked with Somerset. We said, if you win today, do you think it's going to count as your first FNCS win?
First FNCS win?
Somerset, on the other hand,
I mean,
Yes.
technically,
She said
right?
yes, and look, we agree. It still has FNCS before the Pro-Am. So if you win, Thomas, it does count. Why don't we go on over to Frankie, who's standing by. Frankie, ask him if it counts.
Hello, I have got a very terrifying duo next to me. They might look.
There's no way we're going through all the teams like this, right, bro?
These two are gonna have an
20
absolute
teams? I think we've done like 3 so
party
far.
when we hit Slurp Rush later. Thomas, when you first played Reload and this map, you must have been so excited because all of those weapons, have you got your name practically written on them?
Yeah, I do. Like, I like using the Mammoth pistol, for example, and the sniper. So, yeah, I like the weapons.
It's kind of terrifying watching the
Mammoth
two of
pistol's
these guys
goated.
play. What was your reaction to getting Thomas?
Oh, I was astonished. I was very excited. I mean, he's literally the Sniper King in absolutely everything. So to hear that, it was I knew we would definitely be able to get some, eliminations out of the air for sure.
You're known for your disgusting aim with the sniper as well. Tell me, how on earth are you deciding who's doing what in game? Because you've got a very similar, powerful skill set.
I think it's pretty apparent that he's very good with the super long range. I'm kind of here to just support and follow up on whatever he absolutely needs just to get us through to the end game.
Now, you haven't had much of a chance to practice together because you've been separated by the Atlantic Ocean. But from watching you guys perform yesterday in our test games, it feels like there's a very natural chemistry.
I guess that would be
Is that right?
tough.
Does it come quite naturally
Trying to
to
figure
you?
out which region to hop on because
I mean, I feel like we bounce off
there's a lot of teams that definitely
me jumping in front of crash pads, but
are from the US
as we
and
go.
from Europe, so.
We've seen with the mobility items. So
Alright, chat,
far
our
here,
other
in terms of
POVs that we have are
so
Typical
don't worry
Gamer,
about that one,
Courage,
not alone, Somerset.
Cypher
Thomas,
PK, and
tell
Aussie
me
Antics.
about the off-spawn situation. You are dropping south of Steamy Stacks.
If any of those teams get crazy kills or anything, we'll watch their POV if we
What's the
can.
idea here? Are you going to stick around and try and get some elims?
We might be contested, but I'm not sure. I think Seti and Daya was gonna.
Bro, I'm getting all the ads right now. What the heck?
Yeah, we will see. We'll just
What the
claim
heck?
the split we have there, and yeah, we'll just try to make it to end game.
Well, all I know is it's going to be very, very entertaining watching the two of you. Thank you so much for talking to me and good luck. Let's head back to the desk.
Thomas HD said a word there, a phrase, called out a weapon specifically that kind of just got me excited. Mammoth pistol. Mammoth pistol being in reload. You throw one of those in the hands of Thomas HD, he's going to start hitting headshots.
Oh, he's definitely going to start hitting headshots, right? We're talking about the Pro-Am right now. I remember when the Mammoth pistol was in FNCS competitive, right? When we were having one of those majors.
All right,
it was like,
my team has Courage and Cold.
highlight reels of the game and
Running Courage and Cold. Come on, baby.
the Mammoth pistol. This isn't a Thomas highlight.
That's my team right there.
It's just all of Thomas.
That's what team we're running.
Good with weapons like that.
Look, they're definitely going to do a great job.
Bro, these
but
ads,
some
what the heck?
duos are uncontested and some aren't. One of them that is contesting each other.
I got like an actual ad on Fortnite's Twitch, like before I started stream. If that happens like mid-game or something, dude, I'm gonna crash out.
It's going to be an interesting one, see.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like on one side, old
Clayson
friends,
Lacey.
old dual mates.
Steamy Stacks is a good POI though.
Go head to head. On one side, you've got Reddish, who again kind of teetering on that like gray area of content creator pro, and then you've got Lacey, who is like basically an old-time pro. He still says he is. Does that count? I don't know, but this is an exciting head-to-head.
I didn't even realize all their names were on the back. We're on the wall behind them. It's kind of sick.
They literally played the last FNCS Global Championships together. Obviously, they did split up this year, Venno going back to Europe, but
So if you guys didn't know, this is at USC.
I don't know if there's gonna be too much fighting, Vivid.
Yeah, I'm happy
It's actually like
someone that ran.
relatively
Both
close to
gonna
me.
be happy with taking the loot that they
I
get
could have
from
gone.
Sacks. Pretty big POI for the both of those duos. I want to focus in on Clicks and
Imagine I did an
Lacey
IRL
as
stream,
a
bro.
duo. Obviously, in Fortnite competitive, you know it's very, very important to go.
An
ahead and
IRL
go
reaction to the
massive. My only
Fortnite Pro-Am?
with this duo, though,
That would go kind of crazy.
are they going to be able to take a break from farming those engagements to go ahead and get a couple of materials right? Are they going to have too much fun with the event, or are they actually going to try to win?
Definitely going to be farming clips. Matt's on the other hand, that's the issue. If we think about how both of these duos play, Clicks and Lacey, I was watching some streams. Lacey's like, I'm the IGL. I'm the pro. I'm like, Clicks is like, what do you mean? No, I'm the pro. I'm the IGL. Lacey's like, no. So they're kind of going back and forth, but I do think they will lock in when the time comes. Now, on the other hand, Venno and Reddish, they are locked in. One of the first in the practice room. Venno's going to be IGLing. They definitely have what it takes.
Chat, I was looking on Twitter this morning, bro, and I saw that Nick A30 was in the practice room at 5 a.m., bro.
Thank you so much. And
This guy was practicing at 5 a.m.
Because the last time these guys were playing in person, it was at the Global Championships in 2024.
Alright, we have 27 minutes till the first game starts.
And now
Let's go, chat.
Do you prefer it this way, Venno?
Let's go, chat.
I don't miss them. I can't win championships with them. Okay.
Excuse me, this man bought you a what?
Alrighty. Bottom of watch, and by the way, he was the reason we didn't win FNCS. I don't know if you've seen when we got 4th place. We were 1st place 9 games in. The last 3 games, he didn't listen to our coach. Did a dead side rotate, wrong rotate, pew pew. We're done. We're literally eliminated.
And so you sent him packing back to the UK.
It's crazy.
Back to home.
Well, thank you so much. Let's talk about the competition that's going to happen, because Venno, you have a new teammate in Reddish, and she can frag very reliably. We saw you guys performing really well in the practice sessions here yesterday. Reddish, tell me how this teamwork is working.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a fragger, more of a support player. This guy killed Peter Bot in a couple of games yesterday.
I think they did win a practice game yesterday, though.
We know that you've also won on LAN. There was a LAN at the end of last year in London that you picked up the W4. So have you taught Venno anything?
If there's ever a Zero Build tournament, he knows to pick me up. That was a Zero Build Cup, so.
But you've been practicing those builds, I know. And Lacey, have you been practicing those builds? Because I've heard you've jumped back into the game. It's like riding a bike, but is it really?
It is. It's like riding a bike for me. You know, I was born with the talent. It's not really a skill I learned. I was born with it. But I've been VOD reviewing all last night. I was locked in, looking at the VODs.
It's the most serious I've ever seen Lacey, bro.
And strategize for today.
This guy's just a content farmer.
So surely he's going to be leading you in game.
Yeah, I mean, he's, a former pro player. How much earnings do you have?
$5,000.
5,000. I mean, I have almost like what? 700. She has you have 40,000?
I got like 40K.
Also, I want to say, why's your voice so raspy, Lacey?
You said what?
Why's your voice so raspy?
My voice raspy because last night we were
so
VOD reviewing
hard.
and I was screaming the comms. We were practicing comms last night.
Yep. Chocolate Van Height, Chocolate Van Height. He was doing all that.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys about the showdown at Stevie Stacks.
It's crazy, bro.
You guys have been talking at each other so long. We're just going to see what happens in the game. Let's head back to the desk.
There's gonna be a lot of action, chat. That's gonna be sick. There's a lot of people landing on each other. Well, obviously because there's not that many POIs, but it's
Don't think it was in Fortnite though.
that's gonna be cool.
Can confirm. Will that turn out well today? Will it not? I mean, he was looking awake, looking happy. I think they can do it.
You know, listen, when the lights come on, the cameras turn on, this is still Lacey, right? This is still Clicks. This is all for show. This is the character they're letting out.
25 minutes, chat.
The time comes, they're gonna win it all. That's my prediction. Anyway, let's move on to the next Ospawn situation happening. We're seeing, and I actually want to come back to you for this, Tokata. We have Zemi and Cooper going up against Gone and Flakes. You've been super tapped into the Spanish community, so kind of give us the rundown of what you're seeing.
Yeah, this is interesting because when you think of Cooper and Zemi, you look at a majority of the predictions that have been made for the Pro-Am, and Cooper Zemi, their top three are just set at winning the whole event.
Yeah.
Now, Gone and Flakes, I think, went under the radar a little bit. Flakes actually just qualified to the major finals on Brazil. They are the duo representing Brazil here today, and he's put alongside a pro. I mean, I was talking to Gorilon, who's actually here doing a viewing party in Spanish. Shout out Gorilon.
Oh, Flakes is the
Is gonna play aggressive, unlike you got.
I think that's the icon skin, right? I think it's an icon skin.
But there's also been a surprise contestation on this side of the map.
A lot of contestation going on over there. And I was actually talking to Cooper specifically yesterday. And I was like, yo, what's up, Cooper? How you doing, man? How you feeling? He was like, I'm feeling confident right now. And he wasn't talking about his own play. He was pointing over at Zemi. He was like, dude, this guy, he's better than me in most of the end games that we just played through. All the cups, all the practice we're getting in. Sometimes he's dropping
All right,
more
chat.
eliminations than I am. So
We're almost there, dude.
going into this competition.
I'm wondering where they're gonna bring out the teams because we got like 23 minutes left till game 1 starts.
2023 Global Championships. A lot of people, for whatever reason, discredited that win. A lot of people saying that there's 6 games there. You know, that was the easiest.
Flakes has 8.87 million followers. Dang, bro. There's so many people on different regions that just like are huge content creators, and we just have no idea.
You pointed out as well as Zemi, because I heard that same thing, right? And when we're talking with Zemi, it's like, you know, what do you think? What would lead to your success? Another person to say the Mammoth pistol, and at that point, I kind of heard Cypher BK under the.
I love the Mammoth pistol.
Say, yeah, don't let him get that. Don't let him
Honestly,
get that.
one of the best guns
I'm
ever.
excited to see, man. I do agree. Could this be the duo that wins it all?
100%. Both of them are incredibly strong competitors. Cooper is incredibly intelligent, but also has a great fragging ability as well. So the two of them together, I think, has a lot of potential. They are going to be contested, potentially triple contested by Faxity, but who knows if you can trust what Faxity says where he's going to be landing, Vivid.
Yeah, it'll be crazy to see if they actually do end up playing us one. But again, you know, Cooper Zemi entering that rare, both of them kind of pros in their own regards.
Okay, you know what time it is. We've got an interview lined up with both the duos once again.
Yes, I'm so excited to have Cooper and Zemi and Flakes.
I guess maybe we're introducing all the teams.
Guys first.
Teams that are contesting. We're going by like POI or something.
We're brothers, and it feels like this competition might have even brought you closer together.
Yes. I love to play with Gon, and here we have more synergy. And I went to see this again in Brazil, man. In our competition in Brazil.
We are we are friends. Like we talk like a year. We're talking like for a year. We play a lot of tournaments together before the Pro-Am. We play a lot of duo. I don't think we play trios, but we play duo together, trying to call for Cash Cup duos. And
maybe you can join my trio, man.
We have chemistry.
Bye, Swetan. I will put Gon on my team. Bye, Su.
Bye, Su. Bye, Jonas.
Well, they have been rivals in the recent major finals because you actually made the major finals. But Flakes, you've been telling me that you're more of a support player.
Yes, I qualified to Grand Finals in Brazil, but I am like a support player, yes. I take heals for my team, mats, like a walking llama, and I help them to perform well.
Well, let's head over to your rivals at Dirty Docs because you guys are going to be having off-spawn battles today. Zemi, you've been grinding the game, it turns out.
30 Docs.
60 hours in Chapter 6, more than Flakes. That makes me feel like you're very, very keen to take this home for you.
That's what I'm here for. I mean, as soon as I found that Cooper is my teammate, we started practicing every single day pretty much. Every single tournament there's been upcoming to this tournament, we've played it. We're very confident, and I couldn't ask for a better teammate. Cooper is incredible at the game, and he's also down to put in the hours and practice, and it's been good so far.
You are playing with the global champion. Cooper, come here. Let me know, what's it been like training with Zemi? How does he compare with the likes of your former teammates?
It's been really good. I think he picks up things really quickly as he competes at a high level with zero builds. So that's been a lot easy to adapt to, and overall he's been a great teammate, and I'm stoked for today.
Why? This has been a little bit too nice, okay? We need to turn up the heat. and we need to find out who is going to be the dons of the Dirty Docks today. So
20 minutes, chat.
Demi, why are you
20 minutes.
Listen, we're gonna take it because again, I think we have slightly more practice than you guys. You guys are a great team. But
Okay,
we've had
the
more
player
practice.
lounge is pretty much empty at this point. I think a lot of people are going back,
Best of luck, though.
going backstage, getting ready for the walkout.
Bro, chemistry, yes, we play for a lot of timing together gone.
Oh, we have the Disney Holo.
Yes, the Desenrolo from Brazil, the Brazilian Desenrolo. They understand after the tournament.
So it's the kings of Desenrolo versus the guys who put the work in. Who is going to reign supreme at the Dirty Docks? Maybe the Deaths can give us
Dirty
an idea.
Docks.
I love that Frankie's like, all right, guys, fighting words.
But so I guess they're running. Are they running it on the same map, or is it just like the reload game mode? It's got to be like the slurp rush map, right?
And not only just these two duos going ahead, but everyone.
Yeah, because they wouldn't like figure out different drop spots for different maps.
Winning it all.
That's interesting though, because this is like a full-on custom tournament.
Some predictions, and here is a little look here. Who wants to go ahead and start?
Well, first of all, he says we put our heads together. We didn't. We all kept the secrets from each other because we're very.
Yeah, these are pretty much the duos that we've been talking about. Zemi and Cooper, they've gotten in a lot of practice. They've been putting in the work, putting in the hours. And then we got Ozzy and Peterbot. Peterbot. And then we got, yeah, the Frenchies, bro. An ex-pro and a current pro.
We're seeing how much practice they were putting in, how well both of these players were performing, and everyone's like, wait, hold on a second. What's going on here? This duo is looking insane, and I do think that they have what it takes to come out on top today.
And we joke about Lacey and Stable Ronaldo being these ex-FNCS pros. I mean, Podesai or Nikaf has been playing since the World Cup. He has been a competitor for a long time. And although he may have not been competing for the last few years, understanding what takes priority in a competitive mindset is so valuable.
I can't lie, that duo kind of made me bat an eye, but me and my boys.
Dude, Nick hit 31 and the never back down shirt. Oh, it's crazy. What is this guy doing?
You want to know something, Takata? This actually surprises me because earlier on you were like, oh my gosh, it's 1 point per elimination.
What's up, gamer guy? What's good, man? How's it going?
Very heavy when it comes down to the elimination base.
What team you rooting for, man?
Peterbot has had the most eliminations over the past 5 FNCSs.
Yeah, Peterbot is such a strong dude. I was watching Ozzy's reaction to getting Peterbot as a teammate. It was so funny.
Now hold on. Here's the problem though, Vivid, because Peterbot is Peterbot.
It is reload though, chat. It is different. It's not necessarily the same as Battle Royale. Obviously, you got the same skill. You got good skill, but it's so much easier to get third-partied, and you can get shot out of the air. It's gonna be a lot different.
He got me. But my prediction is Clicks and Lacey because it's Clicks and Lacey.
Clicks and Lacey.
They're gonna win. Now, of course, I know what you guys want. You guys want to meet some of these players.
You want Silver Ronaldo? Okay.
So why don't we go ahead and bring out the first 4?
Oh, here we go. Alright, here we go. I think I want Courage and Cold to win. Zemi and Cooper, dude. Here we go. That was so awkward. Oh no, dude. No, that handshake's crazy. Big Faxity. The loudest duo, bro. It was funny, all the pros in the practice room were talking about this duo right here. Absolutely screaming. Alright, chat, here we go. Dude, look at that beautiful trophy.
That was just the first 4, and we are already going absolutely crazy. I am so excited to see Faxity and Reason play. Faxity being the last-minute sub in there. Just so excited to see him compete on this stage. He's been running.
Faxity was subbed in.
People giving insights, trying to learn and grow. and I feel like he is so focused right now.
Who was that? What was that team before? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Big Fact City, you know, a lot of people look to him as, you know, viewing party, a little bit of content, very close with a lot of the players, but he is also pretty dang good at Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his content actually revolves on being involved, being in calls with other pro players, so he's constantly in those conversations, right? Not to mention also doing all of those zone wars. Shout out to Fact City, right? Such a big career. He's got a lot
You got some nice setups there, man.
in the content crease. You saw him throw up the X rep the set, recently joined X set.
Oh yeah, I love supporting my fellow NA West players. You mentioned the Zone Wars, also very good friends with Reason. The synergy is going to be at an all-time high with this duo.
You know, you talk about synergy. I like the word chemistry. Canada, Stable, Ronaldo. This is the other duo.
That duo is gonna be crazy.
They're not competing. No, they win. They already won. I think through the player lounge we've seen that they have already won that. I mean, honestly, when this duo was announced, I was very excited, but also a little scared. Not for the rest of the competition, but for the audience members. It is going to get very loud from this duo.
It's been mentioned already that coming back to the game, we were talking
That's
lately,
funny.
it's just like riding a bike. I think the person who's jumped back on that bike the best has actually been Ronaldo. His mechs look very, very clean.
Oh my gosh, look, I'm getting word. I would love to keep talking about these duos, but we got next 4
Here we go.
to meet. Bring him in.
Dang, that's sick, dude. Dude, I was watching the content from Allier pretty much has no idea of like what's going on. He's like absolutely just following Mongraal. Dude, what the heck? Alright.
Oh man, and a quick shout out there to our friends over at Make-A-Wish. We had some very special friends come out and kind of get to feel the crowd.
Yeah, it's actually sick, dude.
Those few moments. We wanted to highlight here Nikoff and Podesai. I mean, guys, this is the duo that pretty unanimously everyone seems to believe these are the guys. These are the ones that are going to win it all.
I mean, yeah, we already briefly talked about them just a few minutes ago. Absolutely incredible competitors. You know, ex-FNCS
Is that Aura?
Pro joined by a current FNCS Pro is quite the dynamic duo.
Yeah, I mean, always being involved in the viewing parties, knows what's going on with Fortnite competitive, staying in tune, grinding in the shadows, paired up with Bodus.
Alright, we got 13 minutes, chat. 13 minutes until the game starts. Till first game starts.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe they want to give us a little sneak peek of what we might see.
All right, all right. We also had a chance there. You heard the crowd go crazy. Cypher,
Holy
PK,
zoom, dude.
and Moxie coming together. I mean, I feel like the stadium, they've chosen their winners.
Oh yeah, I mean, landing over an East Slurpee Swamp right there, they have a great position, but also Cypher PK, even though he is a content creator, he is an incredible competitor.
They're in that
And
Slurpee?
of course,
Dang.
Moxie, winner of the Milk Cup, one of the best female Fortnite pros in the world.
Yeah, a lot of potential here for this duo. Talked to Cypher, he was like, yeah, I love my duo. We got the same game plan. We're jumping in, feeling confident.
I love it. And again, shout outs to Make-A-Wish. Luca, Tyler, thanks for hanging out. But it's time. Let's meet our next 4.
Alright. Locky, Mr. Savage. I think they've teamed up. They've teamed up in the past.
Everybody say hello to Regs and Nate Hill. They've got LAN events, they've got experience, and they're making for some fierce competition.
Make some noise for Captain Shota and Koyota, all the way from Japan. These guys are here to make their
Definitely an underrated duo. Koyota is a pretty crazy fighter.
Next up, it's Booga and Typical Gamer. A World Cup title paired up with world-class content. This is the perfect recipe for success.
That's sick, dude. fact that they bring the Make-A-Wish kids out too that's cool.
Whoa, TG, my fault, OG. I did not know you were absolutely yoked. Oh my gosh. Once again, the crowd have chosen their favorites. It's typical gamer. It's Bugha. You can hear the crowd is electric right now. Man, what more could we say about these two OGs of the Fortnite scene?
Booga.
In typical gamer, walked out. I literally almost fell off with how excited the crowd got. But that's no surprise when you pair up the most followed creator in the Fortnite space alongside the World Cup Solos winner. It's what to expect.
You know, the Reload game mode throws a bunch of old items, old weapons that we've seen in Fortnite competitive before. And if any's going to be good adapting to any sort of meta, any of those items, it's going to be Bugha, the guy with the most experience.
And I mean, you look at typical gamer, he was competing in NA West FNCS and he was able to make it through the qualifier. He is also in one of those gray areas, like you like to say, Pivot.
Okay, what about Shota, Koyota coming in from Japan, man? I mean, listen, they've got the rock, paper, scissors on lock. The question is, who's throwing paper?
Look, I'm going to ask you a question, Zeke. I was actually taking a peek in the player lounge. Koyota was 1v1ing Peterbot in creative. What do you think won?
Gotta be Pete, man.
Koyota actually won 5-3 in 1v1s creative against Peterbot. So
Dang, bro. Yeah, Koyota is pretty crazy.
Also has some little surprises that we've seen in terms of game strategies, so I think they have what it takes.
That's the thing with Koyota. Every single time that he shows up to one of these international events, whether it be globals, whether it be a Pro-Am, everybody is always quickly reminded he is just so good, especially when it comes to mechanics.
I mean, there's a reason they call him Asia's Peterbot, man. He is such a phenomenal player, and like you said, super innovative. I remember back when we had jetpacks in the game, he was literally eliminating people in the air. I'd love to see it again.
Woo! Let's hope there's jetpacks in Reload, but for now, let's meet our next 4 duos.
Their names are Alex and Loser Brew, but there's no losers in sight. It's time to represent Power and Oceania.
Give it up for Daya and Seti, both land winners with a bunch of experience, ready to give it their all in the FNCS Pro-Am tonight. Good luck.
Dude, Cammy and Seti winning that the global championship that one year. Chapter 3 season 4, dude.
This lobby better watch out, because with these two around, first is the only thing on their mind.
It's Aussie Antics and Peterbot. Waiting for some action with these guys today. Can they live up to the expectation from the community? Time to find out.
I guess Peterbot's dialed or something, dude. Guy's locked in.
I mean, I'm feeling it. This is insane. We still have one more group left to go, but let's talk about Daya and Seti. I mean, Seti's an invitational champion, a legend in the EU scene. You pair him up with Daya, who just recently won the Milk Cup LAN. I mean, you know, Viv, this is looking like a really strong duo.
You mentioned it, right? Both of them have that LAN experience, not only LAN experience, LAN winning experience. I mean, I swear this duo should be good on paper. It'll be interesting to see if they can actually fulfill all of the hype coming into the weekend.
Yeah, when you think of EU competitive and a new season starts, the pros, the players, the duo, the players that they look at first is Cammy and Seti. They're always ahead of the game in terms of meta, in terms of how to play this season out. So I would not be surprised if they're also going to be ahead of the meta going into today.
They are going to be contested at Logjam by Thomas and Somerset, but honestly, if there is a duo that could probably come up with a strategy.
Dude, how are they gonna even look at all these teams conning off spawn? Off spawn, I mean, the whole thing is just gonna be so hectic. It's gonna be crazy.
Alex was going crazy. Thankfully, they had Callum come out with them. Man, these guys are looking really.
Bro, there's gonna be people fighting like left and right. I don't know how they're gonna cover it all.
I'm like, oh, of course, Peterbot's going crazy. Oh, wait, no, that's Alex. Alex is eliminating everyone.
Another one of those instances where we're reminded by one of these international players kind of joining us here on the stage that they are just so good mechanically. I was talking to Alex just before we started, and he was like, yo, Vivid, like, hype me up. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I don't need to. You were dropping crazy elimination yesterday. Just do that again. Everybody will be hyped for you.
100%. 4-time FNCS champ on OCE. You were mentioning, Kelly, he had the highest amount of eliminations in any of the practice matches yesterday.
I have a very small insight from Loser Fruit as well. We had a very deep conversation. Said, Loser Fruit, what do you want out of the weekend? She said, I want one thing. One elimination onto Lockley. That's it. With that being said, one final wave of duos. Bring him in.
Get down for Queasy and Nick at 30. These guys will never back down. And look at
What? Oh, what is bro doing, dude? What is this guy doing? Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Jacob and Cammy, bringing the pride of Poland all the way to Los Angeles. Let's see if this duo can live up to the pressure of the competition.
It's your content kings, Quicks and Lacey. They're already first.
Bro, there's so many stacked teams. I mean, obviously they're all stacked, but it's gonna be like, holy, bro.
The hype is real. The players are now taking the stage, and we're getting ready for our first game. We wanted to talk about here for a moment Cammy and Jacob. So not that long ago, we kind of talked about Seti, right? And I feel like what's happening right now is Seti, typically when you look at this duo, Seti and Cammy, they kind of come into tournaments real quiet, under the radar. And now you're telling me, Tokata, we have Seti already doing that. And now on the other end of Slurp Rush, we have Cammy and Jacob doing the same thing?
That's the interesting part, right? They are literally on the complete opposite side of the map. Now it's a full Polish duo, and when we think of strategy, we think of meta. I know they have something hidden up their sleeves. I always see them practicing. They are always locked in.
Alright, this is gonna be interesting. First game starts in 4 minutes. The first game is starting soon, dude.
One of those duos, but I think they're comfortable being like that, right?
Oh my.
Kind of like to do that when they're playing those FNCS majors, so no surprise. And we're not really hearing a lot about this duo right now.
You're talking about teams flying under the radar. A team not flying under the radar is Nick A30.
Dude, Nick A30.
I mean, what a combo. You could
What an entrance, dude. This guy's trying to hit the gritty. I don't know what that was, but that was not the gritty.
joined by Queasy, one of the best IGLs to
That was nowhere near the gritty.
Studying to become a doctor.
Like, bro, oh my.
He is gonna have all the resources needed to keep him alive.
Queasy's just,
Well, obviously, Queasy, one of the goats when it comes to the IGL.
he's just chilling there. He's just, oh
Are
man.
they going to be able to pull off the typical surgical procedure that is take height, don't die?
I love it. You know, and after yesterday, we had these practice games to look at, and unfortunately, Nick had a moment where he kind of crash padded Queasy back in the storm. So I said, hey, Nick, I kind of walked up and said, hey, Nick, what is the one thing we're not doing tomorrow? He said, you saw the crash pad play, didn't you? You know, and I said, of course I did, Nick. And he's like, hey, look, Zeke, tomorrow that's not happening. Don't worry. And of course, the fact that we saw them on height, I love that you're kind of saying that kind of clinical, surgical precision, bro. I was like, wait a minute. Are we watching a Pro-Am or are we watching FNCS?
I mean, it's going to be a guarantee. We're going to see Queasy. We're going to see Nick A30 up on the high ground. Are they going to be able to control it, right? Maintain it? We'll have to see.
That's the difficult part, right? It did get taken from them in last moments, but it was because of a questionable crash pad play. So, you know, they had moments to practice. It was good. It was a practice game. Today is the real deal.
The one concern I have for this duo isn't
Alright, this is gonna be crazy, bro. Chat, are we ready? I think the first game's starting soon. I think the timer said it was gonna start at like 12, but might start like a couple minutes later.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to kind of talk about, you know, chaos, right?
I should have ran some predictions or something before we started. Should have ran like a top 5 prediction.
Mobility being one of the most important things whenever we talk about Fortnite competitive. There's actually so much mobility in a reload, right? We got the shockwaves, obviously those breaking builds. Those are going to cause some chaos. We got the grapplers. You can make so many, you know, crazy plays with that. Avoid fall damage. You know, jump on the high ground with that pretty easily. The crash pads that we were kind of talking about, they send you so far when we're talking about a smaller map. It feels like they send you halfway across the map.
And also thinking about strategies. There's a lot of mobility, but also, look, I don't want to leak it for the players, right? But seeing the practice games, if you're uncontested, we saw some duos just send the pro player somewhere else.
All right, let me make like a quick prediction list real quick. All right, so top 5. I feel like I gotta write this down or something real quick.
Take all that loot, so I'm curious to see if we see that come to play.
All right, in 5th place, I think it's gonna be Cold and Courage.
That is definitely a competitive level strategy, and that's what we need right now. A lot of these players prepping.
4th place, I think it's gonna be Clix and Lacey.
The scrimming and the VOD reviewing for these duos. Who has been able to put in the most practice? How have they
3rd place.
duos? Because this is it. This is the Pro-Am, right? Where
Who's in 3rd, bro?
had one in 5 years. A lot is on the line right now.
I think it's gonna be the French guys.
There is definitely some more competitive edge, but there's also just like a lot of fun, kind of bringing together, you know, both ends of the.
2nd, I think, is Cooper and Zemi.
FNCS, and then content creators, right? Who, when you bring them together, it's like.
And then in 1st, I think it's gonna be, yeah, Peterbot and Ozzy.
OGs coming together and be like, yeah, I still rock Fortnite. Yeah, you want a 1v1? Oh, I just dumped you? That's crazy.
All right, I just wrote like a real quick prediction down, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, chat. I did write it down though. I mean, I could have started the stream a little bit earlier. We could have like made a doc, run a couple predictions, but I think we're locked in. I think we're dialed.
Because this is something that we can talk about when it comes to every single duo. I was like, hey, Summer, you know, how you feeling? She was like, surprisingly, I'm not nervous at all. I think that's like really, really big because, you know, from her perspective, it's like, oh yeah, you know, she's used to being nervous when it comes to competitive events. She's finally kind of hit her stride where the nerves are finally going away and she's going to be able to lock into the competition.
Yeah, confidence is key, especially when eliminations, I mean, we talked about it, 10 elims is the equivalent of a victory royale. So if you're able to just farm a good amount of elims at the
Yeah, 10 elims is the same as placement for a win.
Now, what I'm thinking about as well,
Elims are gonna be insane. That's why I think Peterbot is gonna be such a big key for this Pro-Am.
will they actually do that now that it's game time? Reason Facts Vidi said they're landing on Cooper Zemi and Gone and Flakes. That's like 3 of the most powerful duos in the same POI. I don't know if it's really gonna happen.
I mean, did you see Ozzy Antics video of Ali A watching Peterbot build? I don't know if they're going to be dropping, and if they are, they're going to be doing it very carefully. But like you guys are saying, it's all about the vibes. We've had so much fun. There's just been so much content going out. We also have a lot of co-streamers up in the audience right now. There's people representing so many different regions. This is what Fortnite is all about.
Yeah, 100%. Very, very excited to kind of jump into the action. Gosh, Zeke, you know, I got a question for you, Zeke. You know, obviously you kind of punched in your ticket, Clix and Lacey yesterday. You know, Lacey, after his extensive VOD review session last night. How you feeling about your pick?
I think the first game's starting soon.
I wasn't aware of the VOD.
I think it'll be like 5 minutes of last chat.
Listen, this is still Clix. This is still Lacey. You know, Clix is looking really good, right? Again, we had kind of 3 practice games.
Yeah, everyone looks like they're in the locker right now.
Kind of clue in, see how things are kind of going. Clix, to him, it looks like I'm just watching Major 2, right? It looks like I'm just watching the same Clix I just got done watching. And of course with Lacey, like, yeah, this guy loves content, of course, but he knows how much Clix wants it. He knows what this means to Clix. So when the
Use
time
code
comes,
POWER.
He will lock in.
We all know the ongoing joke of the 4th place curse from
That's crazy. That's actually insane advertising. That's smart.
with Veno back last year, and then this year getting 3rd place in Major 1. Major 2, he gets 2nd place. We were already talking about if Thomas HD wins, would this officially be his first FNCS title? Well, what about that question for Clix?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are kind of, I've seen it on socials a lot. Clix is actually in his prime right now, and definitely those placements, they're kind of backing it up. We're talking about storylines when it comes down to primes and everything like that. Why don't we go ahead and focus in on Mr. Savage and Lachlan, right? Mr. Savage was retired from Fortnite Competitive earlier this year, and it did not take long before he kind of rejoined us for Major 2, joined another trio, got right back into the action, so I think he's locked in right there. The thing that I love about Mr. Savage is that, you know, I remember competing in Event Sky, and he always had his supporter creator code. It was always like 200 IQ, because everybody always kind of coined him as the smartest player. Of course, now we could see it right a couple minutes ago, right? He changed his code now to code Mr. Savage, but still has those smarts.
Has the IQ from retired to qualifying grand finals, but now competing here at the Pro-Am, and you were talking about, you know, does it count as an FNCS win? Well, if it does, You know, if Mr. Savage Lachlan wins, even Peterbot Aussie Antics, that means Aussie Antics is an FNCS winning competition. He does it and Click does it. You know, that is definitely gonna be a funny ongoing joke.
I mean, how can you not be entertained, right? And again, the fact that this is reload, you know, obviously in FNCS we watch, someone goes down, it's like, well, see you next game. Now someone goes down, it's like, okay, well, they're reloading back in. How do we kind of approach this new situation? Does Thomas HD have a mammoth pistol halfway across the map? Did he catch you coming from the sky? Like, there's so many cool things, and of course with the loophole that is reload, there's so much chaos that can happen from even opening a single chest.
I think it's important to kind of talk about, yeah, you're gonna kind of get reloaded.
All right, chat, here we go.
Flying in the sky.
I think we're just about ready to go.
See how that kind of works out in competitions before, whenever there's like launch pads in the lobby, in the loophole. But there was a change not too long ago to kind of avoid some of that, right? Make sure you can kind of glide down further, closer to the land, have a little bit more immunity. Yeah, to kind of prevent some of those beams coming out of the sky. I can tell you right now, from the practice games yesterday, with these professional players in the lobby, it feels like it almost changed nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, that's obviously gonna be the easiest way to get kills in this. Is just beaming people out of the sky.
And a lot of the poor performance evaluations, the players are playing safe. They were, you know, hiding the box, going for the late games, and trying to get a good placement. Because in those end games,
All right, game one should be starting any minute now, chat.
Opportunities for eliminations. But I'm trying to think to myself, okay, if you're low ground, you're going to have a lot of opportunities, players dropping down, running out of mats, a lot of elims. High ground, you're going to have to play aggressive if you want to match that amount of eliminations. And I think that's going to be kind of the deciding factor on who does end in first place.
Another deciding factor is how these players are going to be preparing for their win condition in the end game. Obviously, with this being reload, we know that
Clicks is locked in, bro. Clicks is locked in.
And we've seen a few players, such as Peterbot and Aussie, having 4 chug jugs and their
The zoom is crazy.
which is a great way to prepare. It's not the best way to get eliminations, though, and you do need to have a bit of a combination of mobility and
Why do you need to zoom in so far, dude? I mean,
that win condition is what's going to set them apart.
Love the fact that you're talking about the heal. Yeah, it would be no surprise if at least 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, maybe 5, maybe all 6 actually go down to that heal up, right? We got so many items that can kind of support that chug jugs, med kits.
What's up, Zonix? What's good, man?
But it's so funny because yesterday when we were watching those practice games, I was like, wow, we've even got the terrain, POIs like Slurpee that have those barrels available. Cooper so smart, making sure that he went ahead and utilized those for his heal off win condition. Gosh, they're just so smart sometimes.
And that's why it's important to put in the practice on this new map. I mean, not only do you have chug jugs, med kits, splashes, but like you were mentioning, if you know where all these slurp barrels are, if you know where you know.
Hopefully there's no like tech issues or anything that delays something.
Alive in the heal off, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of them.
I mean, bringing us back 3 years ago, invitational final game, Camiseti versus
Who I think is gonna win the Pro-Am? I think Peterbot and Aussie have a good chance. Mainly because of Peterbot, but there's a lot of good duos, man. Cooper and Zemi are also pretty good.
That would be insane if it was, but it's that time. We're ready to jump aboard that battle bus.
Here we go. Here we go, chat. Game number 1.
It's definitely time. You guys are talking so much about those practice games, Taco, and they are out the window because the nerves have to have settled now. The battle bus is going to launch, the players are going to drop in, and everything that you practice, some are going to be put to the test.
But so many of these creators, so many of these pros, they're just so familiar with what it's like to have all eyes on them. And so
I think I see the screens in the bottom left. They're in the pregame lobby, I'm pretty sure right now.
I just don't want to be last.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things is, you know, everybody gets a little bit of that prize pool. It gets increasingly more, $50,000 for that first place, but it's almost like exactly what you said. No one wants to get last. Everybody wants to hoist that trophy, and it kind of leads to my prediction of Peterbot and Aussie Antics, right? Huge fan of Aussie. Everybody's got in the world probably a fan of Peterbot, but it was actually at last year's Global Championship. I asked him, what's next? How are you going to do it? He doesn't necessarily care to just win. He wants to dominate. He wants to be the best player in the game, and with 5 FNCS championships,
All right, dude, we're ready. We're ready. Here we go. Chat, who wins first game? Who wins first game? Type your prediction in the chat. I think Cooper and Zemi win game 1.
These matches, it might only be 6 games,
Jacob, but I'm expecting some pretty big shifts to develop, especially by the time we hit the halfway point.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, especially games 5 and 6. Those are the ones my eyes are definitely going to be glued on, because that's when a lot of the chaos will start to ensue just a little bit. Depending on where you're at in leaderboard, we already see it in our FNCS final style lobby.
Cooper and Zamir, Clicks and Lacey.
You need 40 points. You have to pick it up through eliminations. This format is basically elimination heavy. You don't start to earn placement points until you start to get into the top 10, and most of them is in the top 5. So it's all about consistency and eliminations, and I think there's a few teams already talking to them. They have some tricks underneath their sleeve, Taco. I'm ready to see them.
Look, everybody wants to be optimistic and anticipate that they're going to be able to find the eliminations when it matters. Maybe they can be consistent with their placements, but one of my favorite quotes of the day actually came from Vaxity earlier this morning, because he said, if by games 5-6 it looks like it's not happening, guess who I'm crashing out on? It's going to be Peterbot. If I'm not winning, he's not winning it either. And
Are we in practice maps right now? Is that what they're doing? Or are they ready for the first game?
multiple duos here today, because it's all about the pride sometimes, Jacob.
No, it definitely is. And, you know, coming in and watching some of the practice games, you know, right out of the gates, Peterbot and Ozzy landing at their Slurpee Swamps. But then I saw Faxity.
Interesting.
I saw Alex as a solo while
Because I thought they were in the pregame lobby. Maybe they are. Maybe it's like they spend a while in the pregame lobby or something.
of the Slurpee building. So honestly, I feel like it's anybody's games, and these zones are going to be so pivotal, because by zones 5, zone 6, just one zone.
Oh, here we go. I guess they were in the pregame lobby.
Heard the battle buzz, and it is going to be ready for game number 1.
Alrighty, chat. This is it. Game 1. Here we go. Dude, this is gonna be hectic. This is gonna be hectic. Here we go. Peterbot. Oh, is he gonna beam him? No, he got an SMG. That would have been crazy. Alright, we got Peterbot and Ozzy. And then Typical Gamer and Booga are also right next to them. That could be a crazy fight. Nobody's died yet. We do have a lot of teams contesting, so it's gonna be interesting. Place is getting beamed. Mongo's duo is Allier. Typical Gamers taking down Courage, bro. Typical Gamer with a kill on a Courage JD. Alex just took down Cypher PK. Dude, every single kill is gonna be like, oh man, it's gonna be insane. Someone huge onto someone else huge. Bro, what is this? Oh my goodness. We're getting the ads on the side, bro.
Everybody kind of switching things up. It does look like Seti is just away from where we thought he was going to drop initially and put himself in a 1v2 situation against Savage and Lachlan. But Savage just gets mammoth.
Ooh. Dude, Lockie and Savage are playing. Oh, Peterbot topping in. Peterbot onto Savage, bro. You gotta be careful. They're playing so close together, dude. If they get both taken out, it's over. Peterbot's just hopping in, dude. That's crazy. Did Ozzy just get a kill? He did. Ozzy killed Seti, bro. It's looking good for Ozzy Antics and Peterbot so far. He's pushing Savage. This is not a good start for Lockie and Savage. He's full pushing, dude. He's full pushing. There we go. There we go. Savage is dead. He's emoting, bro. That's crazy. Where's Lockie at? Lockie's just got to survive. He's got to play for his life.
Peterbot only had one more mammoth pistol shot left, so he's not going to be able to do that much damage from far away anymore unless he finds his loot llama in the fact of Ozzy Antics to see if you have any more of those that I can borrow. Thomas HD, Somerset, just moving north from their original drop spot, and you can see they have a pretty decent loadout, but when we're looking for Thomas HD...
Dude, Alex is getting a lot of kills. He killed Cypher, PK, Nate Hill. Typical gamer on the Mr. Savage. Typical gamer's also farming. Oh, Mongrel. Oh, Peterbot's low. Oh, man, what a shot, dude. Mongrel and Peterbot. Allier on Peterbot. Oh my gosh. Allier almost just killed Peterbot. Oh, that was crazy. Dude, if Allier would have killed Peterbot right there, oh my goodness, that would have been so funny. Yeah, that'd be insane, dude. We got from Podesai. This is a pretty good team right here. These guys are in my top 5. I put them in 3. Third place.
With the way that they're kind of trying to position right now, Jacob, looks like they don't want to get caught up in too much of that early commotion. They'd rather prioritize the positioning.
Yeah, I was talking to them in the player room before it started. They're just going to play their game. They're not concerned with
Courage JD and Cold, they're chilling.
strategies. They're not even concerned with anybody sleeping on them. They say, hey, that's a blessing, because they're not going to see what's coming.
What is Courage and Cold's drop spot? I don't even know.
The rotation this time around, that's why they're going towards the north, but towards the eastern side of the zone is going to be gone, and Flakes, they've had a rough time. That surprise triple contestation could delay your timing so much.
And even with Baxley and Reason kind of calling out the fact, hey, we're just looking to take the dockside entirely out of Salty Docks, but Cooper made a great point. He called out
Peterbot and Peterbot and Ozzy looking pretty good so far. Hey, typical gamers got 2 kills though.
Take a look at this though. Typical gamer, one of the most viewed Fortnite creators in the world right now, and he's carrying the World Cup champion Booga 2 eliminations.
Carrying, I don't know about that, bro.
Crash pads, the legendary Slurp Juice. He has a very good loadout. Right now, the only real concern for them is how they're going to make their way in towards zone. They did let 1 or 2 teams already pass them on that rotation, and there's a third towards.
Is there gonna be Surge in this? Is there gonna be Surge? Is there Surge and Reload? I don't know, bro. I think there might be. This is gonna be very interesting to see, man.
I'm excited to see how they continue to cook in this lobby, but Kanata, Ronaldo, they already got a little bit clipped, a little bit tagged up from Typical Gamer and Booga, so they are very much aware they might be getting pressed here soon.
Oh, good mammoth shot.
Mammoth pistol is going to be in Kanata's hands. They Ronaldo, kind of that clean up loadout.
It's gonna be impossible to rotate without getting shot at.
Damage with that mammoth pistol. Whether either one of the shotgun or the SMG,
There's just so many people everywhere.
easy, but they're just on the side of the mountain. A lot of teams already pressing forward in that rotation. They're just kind of biding their time. They're a team with 2 FNCS champions, by the way, on it, that know that patience is a virtue, and just being able to just slowly let other players make the mistakes that you can capitalize on.
Hey, Alex kind of carrying
I couldn't imagine playing in something like this, dude.
practice lobbies already 3 eliminations. He's definitely keeping in mind just how impactful those individual elim points will actually amount to. And he's got gone from Flakes in his sight.
Yeah, that was a crazy kill.
Doesn't even get a chance to respond. Threw up an attempt to defend himself, but Alex just way too quick on the trigger.
And that's what we were talking about in those practice games, Al.
Yeah, Ozzy, Peterbot, Nick A30, and Queasy.
Simple eliminations as we're seeing the zone. It is going to close up just a little bit, but it's a 50-50 with the whole south side being in the zone, and that's why you see Peterbot and Ozzy just trying to rotate to the north.
Ozzy's getting beamed a little bit. I mean, they aren't very healthy, but they do have a lot of meds.
And the problem is that Chug Jug that Ozzy's holding onto isn't for
Holy double chug. Oh, never mind. It takes 2 slots. I forgot. I was gonna say 2 chug cannons.
And the direction that they're headed, though, Somerset, Thomas HD, they might have an opportunity here to try and cut off some teams, play a little bit of spoiler to this edge of zone.
Yeah, loadout's looking pretty good. They got that chug cannon, so that's basically infinite heals. You just need the timing to let them charge up. As Cold and Courage find themselves all the way toward the north. Steam
Cold and Courage.
There's about 6 teams on this side of the map.
Not really getting kills right now, but they're doing alright. They're in a good position. Courage played more tournaments last week than he did from 2020 up until last week. That is insane.
Yeah, and I feel like it's this point of the game, the nerves start to just get a little bit more up there because those
Actually put in the work.
in zone 7. So most of the teams have already rotated. You can see it in the minimap in close proximity of one another. So even though if you go down here, now it's the 6 zone, you will reboot. But where are you going to go? Where are you going to find the loot? So that's why you're seeing a lot of
Cooper and Zemi in such a good position here. I guess they aren't in circle. They're going to make a rotate.
Very warmed up, doing non-stop 2v2s up against Kanata and Stable Ronaldo. And the way that they just shockwave towards that center
Shockwave play is good. I mean, there's so many teams, but the thing is, like, I feel like everyone's going to be occupied. Flakes onto Ronaldo. Uh-oh. That's, dude, look at the map. That is insane. Oh, Kanata, good shot. I hope this tournament's close, man. I hope no team like runs away with it. I hope it comes down to the last game. Ronaldo on a typical gamer though. Cypher PK's low. Most of these duos are 100-100, just very stacked. That's the thing with the reload loot too, is that it's pretty easy to get really good loot. Cold on a Cypher PK, W. That's what they said, bro, in the interview. They wanted to take out Cypher PK. Bro, that's so funny. He said Cypher PK, bro. That's funny. He knew it was Cypher PK. Look at that, dude. Alright, reboots are done. This is it. Oh, man. Yeah, Cypher PK and Moxie not looking too great. Oh, Ali is dead. Ali is dead, bro. Oh my goodness. A Booga on Allier. Peterbot gets the finish. Oh, Moxie. Yeah, that's gonna do it for that team. That's Cypher PK and Moxie done. That's crazy. Here we go. We got it. Dude, look at this end game. Look at how many people are in this end game right now. We got Peterbot and Aussie. 2 kills each, so they're in first. Obviously, the most important thing, though, it's right now when reboots are done. This is where it matters. That's so many teams, man. There's so many teams. They're getting sprayed. It's insane. Nick A30 and Queasy on height. Dude, that is... I don't even have these guys in my top 5.
definitely set Queasy and Nick in an optimal position, but you always have to be careful because high ground can be challenged at any given moment. And
Oh my
Queasy is
goodness.
fully aware of that factor. He's already caught a glimpse of Shota and Koyota on that secondary height, but teams are on the move. They're trying to control that front side low, and Podesai, Nikov, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Queasy gets a kill. Dude, on high ground, it's just going to be so overpowered.
If you were to go now, one Mammoth Pistol will definitely do them in. But now the crash pad's going out. They're just simply trying to make their way to the front side of the gun. Clicks and Lacey, same thing as Cold finds himself with another elimination. That's one each for Courage and Cold. He promised.
All right, Courage and Cold. The Courage got the kill. There you go. Nice. Courage, bro. Nick and Queasy, dude. There's no way they don't win this with the high ground. Unless there's some crazy play that just and somebody takes it or something, man. Again, right now, this Courage is dead. Cold gets a kill though. Cold is clutching up. Aussie Antics is down there. Oh, Cold gets another kill, bro. Cold is clutching up for Courage right now. No siphon. No siphon, bro. Oof, it's not looking good. Cold and Courage might go down game 1. Oh, he made it out. Oh my goodness, dude. Faxi gets a kill. Nikov and Podesai are still chilling though. Are Queasy and Nick still on height? Cold is still alive. Wow. Savage is 1 HP. Oh man. You can get that kill on the Locky. Savage goes down. Ozzy's dead. Peterbot is trying to clutch up though. Peterbot messed up the edit, dude. Peterbot messed up the edit. Oh no. Queasy's still chilling on height. He's still super far up. I think he's running out of mats though. He's gonna have to take a shockwave. He has 4 builds. It's gonna come down to this right here. Clicks and Lacey's still chilling though. Podesai gets destroyed. He's got a shockwave back. Oh my goodness, he has like no mats. Nikov and Podesai take height. Wow. I think it's gonna be Clicks and Lacey versus Nikov and Podesai. But Lacey goes down. Oh. What a strat! What a strat! He killed him to Storm. That's crazy. Dude, the shockwave play. Oh, Queasy got to pop the chug. Queasy gets a kill on the Podesai. Cooper and Zemi. This is who I called would win game 1. This is who I predicted would win game 1. 2v1 Queasy. That's it. It was Cooper and Zemi game 1. I predicted it, dude. Let's go. Wow. That was a crazy game. It gets so chaotic. Chat, it's so quick. It's so quick. Feels like it goes from early game to end game, like, just like that. I don't know. That is insane, dude.
He's been practicing for this moment, but did you think straight out the gate you'd be picking up the first victory royale?
100%. I mean, we're going to win this whole thing. I'm at the best teammate here. I'm feeling super confident. IGLing feels good. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, that was crazy. They were set up the whole game. They were on top of that little station. Made a couple good shockwave play. Got to zone early. That's all you got to do at the end of the day.
Cooper called it to go low ground. I was on him the whole time. He was calling it, and I was just trying to get kills, give him everything he needs, and it worked out.
It really did work out. Do do you think you need to change things up now to keep people guessing in the lobby?
No, I mean we might change things, we might not. I don't know, but all I know is we're gonna win more.
Well, all eyes are gonna be on you. Cooper, after game 1, we've got the eye test now. Who do you think is the biggest competition here?
I mean, I don't got any competition here, honestly. I think we're miles ahead. We just
That's
stay
crazy.
consistent, stay confident. No one's beating me here.
All right then, guys, please give it up one more time. Cooper and Zemi! What a way to kick things off here in Los Angeles. We'll be right back after this break.
Wow. All right, is it time? Dare we check out the leaderboard? Dare we check out the leaderboard? All right, let's do it, chat. Oh, it says unknown. What the heck? Well, that's weird. Unknown. Dude, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cooper and Zemi with 16. Who's this? Oh, Nikov and Podesai in second. Queasy and Nick at 30 though. They got 13. And then Courage and Cold. Okay, Courage and Cold are still doing well. They're in 4th place or 5th place, 6th place. Sorry. And then Aussie and Peterbot only 6 points that first game. Dude, the leaderboard looks so weird. It's only 20 teams. Yeah, Cypher BK and Moxie though. That's a tough game for them. That's a tough game. Man, what an end game though. That was insane to watch. That was insane. Dude, Aussie and Peterbot, they just didn't get any placement. That was the only problem. They had 6 elims, which was really good, but they didn't get any placement. Like, if they would have gotten all 10 placement points in the win, they would have been tied with Courage and Zemi, or with Cooper and Zemi. Oh yeah, Fortnite's running a little ad break right now, so... Dude, that's crazy. Typical Gamer and Boo could go down in 17th place. So most of these top 6 all got top 7 in the game 1. So placement is gonna play a factor, but I think elims are still really, really important. What a game. What a game coming in from Cooper and Zemi. I have them in my 2nd place spot. Right now, let's look at the predictions. Peterbot and Aussie in 1st place. It's not looking too great for them so far, but I think they can handle it. I think they'll improve game 2. They're in 7th place right now. Cooper and Zemi, that was my 2nd place prediction. They're in 1st, which is really good. Podesai in 2nd. That was my 3rd place prediction. Clicks and Lacey was my 4th place prediction, and they're in 4th. Cold and Courage was my 5th place prediction, and they're in 6th. So it's looking pretty good right now. It's looking pretty good. Oh, I got the drops. W. All right, chat. What a game. What a game. Dude, that end game is so intense. Like, early game, people get a few kills. Maybe, like, each team gets, like, maybe 2 or 3 kills. And then end game, it's just insane. Very chaotic. All right.
Definitely is working out for this duo right here. But what I love from it is Cooper. This major 2 that we just had was one of the first first times that he really tried IGLing, and honestly, he's done such a
Yeah,
good
Cooper
job
popped
with it.
off,
I'd
dude.
love to
Cooper
see him bring
clutched.
that into this competition as well.
I mean, Zemi was still alive though. They were both doing really well.
Let's drop low ground. That's what he was telling Zemi. Zemi's like, should we go for high? Should we contest it? No, they wanted to play by the books, go low ground, get those extra eliminations.
I mean, they each had 3 kills. It was like,
Quick cleanup, got the dub.
I love too that, you know,
wow.
Zemi is saying like, hey, it's all Coop and I'm listening to him, but we just watched Zemi go crazy, right? The mark of a good duo is like, if your IGL kind of says, hey, this is what we kind of need to do, he's immediately there.
Queasy and Nick A30, dude. I didn't even have them on my list. Weren't even in the top 5 for me, but if they're going for height every game, they're going to be looking really good.
What I love about him, even if he's like asking questions like, hey, what should we be doing? What you don't have to question is his aiming. Wherever they are, whatever layer, if there's a 1v1 that's taking place, Zemi's not missing.
That's true. Zemi has got the 0 build aim.
Takada, and honestly, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on this duo. I don't know necessarily if Peterbot and Aussie Antics are necessarily
Let me see if I can watch.
happy with the performance that we saw right there. Currently sitting in
Can I watch
and if there's one thing I know about
watch Zemi's reaction to that, bro?
player that's doing better than him, he tends to target that player.
Oh yeah, and you could see from the early game onto Mr. Savage how
Or is it just the broadcast? Maybe it is just the broadcast.
Also, shout out Aussie Antics. The amount of eliminations he was picking up, he was looking like one of the pros himself.
Yeah, look at this, the same amount of eliminations as Peterbot. I don't think anyone expected that. But
Yeah, that's actually
the
crazy.
practice that Aussie has been putting in, and you can even hear it from Peterbot. The fact that he complimented Aussie Antics just shows how much effort he's been putting into this competition.
Absolutely. Of course, I want to highlight here as well Nikov and Podesai. Guys, for a moment I thought, wait a minute, they're going up. The Gentlemates are on height. This is it. And it looked really, really good.
Oh yeah, they were streaming his. He is streaming his
We'll
POV.
get to that in a second, but to see them on that high ground, especially in those late moments of the zone, guys, this feels like an FNCS. Now, really quickly, we have a listen in here with Peterbot, so let's take a look.
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, we won a game on land. You're the first OC player to win on land.
Yo, let's go, bro. I'm talking about winning the whole thing as well, man.
Yep. No, we're winning the whole thing. What?
Got it.
Nice. Good job,
steady. We're steady.
Bro.
Yo, got a pro on the board, baby. 30, 13 white, 60 white, 80 white, dead.
Nice, bro.
Let's go, baby.
I feel like for.
Good comms, good comms.
Take by me. Come on, man. You gotta be at least triple my kills.
I love that. Something we actually, when we had a chance to talk with Ozzy, one thing he said was like, hey, listen, so on land, OC has not gotten a Victory Royale or a win. So we said, wait a minute, hold on. So you're saying if you got a Victory Royale and won, I mean, OC is on the map then. That's right. Lachlan walked out with that piece of paper. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy, especially with it being Aussie Antics, because we do have a few OC pros here as well. So to have it be the content creator, the face of content creation for Fortnite, that'd be pretty special. But if we're talking about special, we gotta talk about Cold and Courage JD.
Look, Jacob mentioned it. Courage said, every banana I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna turn that into an elimination, and he was not wrong.
Yeah, Courage did actually really well that game.
Here you can see the practice that he's put in. There was a funny note. He's played more tournaments in the last week than he had from 2020 to now, and that work is.
Ooh, that was an interesting play.
This game, though, was all about Cold. His solo clutch that we saw exactly right here, where he was staying in the backup zone, kind of staying.
Yeah, it was a great clutch by Cold though.
Second low ground, which is allowing him to grab all these eliminations from all the players that are focusing forward, going for those elims themselves. Honestly, Cold is punishing the rest of the lobby for playing well, and that is what separates these first tier and second tier players, is being able to kind of understand where you're at a deficit and then use that to your advantage.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All they gotta do now is maintain that consistency.
All right, that's game one, chat.
Get yourself to the late game.
That's game one. There it is.
I want to keep on going to more games. Let's jump back on that battle bus for game number 2.
Game number 2. Here we go.
Already delivered, and from what we're witnessing this far, Jacob, all of these players are so ready to kind of stamp their own place inside that leaderboard.
Yeah, with how wild game 1 was so far, I can only expect it to kind of double, triple in games 4 and 5 at the end of the day, because we saw 16 teams alive.
Here we go. We're already ready for game 2.
Because we want action.
Let's get it.
Look, any game 1 jitters that might have existed, it's gotta go out the window.
We can see the llamas on the map. Bro, why is there one all the way in the water?
Doesn't matter if you're a pro, doesn't matter if
What
you're
the
a
heck?
creator. Everybody has equal opportunity opportunity to find those eliminations with the way that things are getting so chaotic in these end games.
Sometimes you just gotta start to take a little bit more control over your own destiny, whether that's getting eliminations, pushing up for more positioning, because we saw it. Zone 5, that's when a lot of the teams started position.
Ozzy's already dead. Booga and... Oh my goodness.
They probably spotted him out, but Booga and Typical Gamer as a solo
Booga and TG already pushing.
be safe to get rebooted if he went down, but Ozzy going down changes things up completely, because guess where he just got rebooted?
Cooper, Zemi,
Did they...
they're all looking up at the sky. Ozzy doing everything.
Did they just land at a separate POI? They landed at Dirty Docks. Oh my goodness, they just landed at a different spot.
Alex and Loser Fruit, they recognize, hey, if there's gonna be somebody getting eliminated this early on,
Yeah, they switched up their draw spot from Slurpee. Cooper and Zemi are pushing Peterbot, dude. Oh my goodness.
Even had Faxity and Reason going on over there as Seti and Daya with 2 eliminations, 19 teams left in the game, which means
They took down a whole team.
early here for game number 2, and that's got to start to boost
Cooper just took down Ozzy. Wow.
because now they got position on one of the high hills here on the map.
Which team did they take down? They fully killed the team.
is so used to watching the pros be victims.
Dude, Ozzy's getting farmed. Ozzy is getting farmed.
Everybody just aiming up, trying to prevent him from getting any sense of survivability. And Peterbot, he's gonna completely scatter. He's trying to make as much space.
Cooper on to Ozzy. Dang, yeah, they just fully switched up. I thought they were like landing at separate POIs, but no. They went from Slurpee to Dirty.
Put into a smoothie right now, but they figured it out. Peterbot was able to create enough distance so when Ozzy got rebooted yet again, they're more close.
Okay, he survived though. He survived.
But you gotta remember, it was Booga and Typical Gamer that got those early eliminations onto Ozzy, and they already moved into that POI.
Ooh,
Alex taking out Nate Hill, bro.
that's gonna be a fast elimination. Regs now just looking to pull back. She needs to disengage. Defense is the best offense at times, and
Alex is going for the full kill. He wants to take this team out here.
Nate dropping back into the lobby. He's not careful. He could get
Oh.
one more time. Alex nearly picking off Nate on the landing.
Alex is just gonna, dude, he's gonna farm. He is gonna farm.
Just gonna have to sit and hope that Regs is gonna be able to play a little bit more defense for him so we can actually touch.
I mean, if we're smart here, we'll try to go for the extra kills, right? We'll try to just wait and farm out of this guy.
Because it's like a beacon. You're like a flare in the ocean. They know exactly where you're respawning at, and now Alex has found
Peterbot killing Allier, bro. Oh, I gotta feel bad for Allier right there, bro.
Alex playing box to box on the other. The top was already taken, and now he's moving in to try to clean up this elimination onto Regs, and he does so with ease. The numbers gave
Wow.
him too much.
But with how close we are to Boom and Mace, that might actually draw the attention of the Gentlemates, Nikov and Podeside. They're starting to kind of poke their heads on over. Got a good idea that
Peterbot going for Mongrel.
trying to scramble into their area. Peterbot and Aussie, though, they left Slurpee Swamp wide open. And other teams that tried to
Oh. Oh, he's emoting, dude. Oh no. Peterbot.
yesterday's games, and Peterbot 2 eliminations already. He is just reminding everybody.
He's leaving Allier on his own.
I feel like that's just symbol of Fortnite. Out with the old Mongrel, in with the new Peterbot. Because Peterbot's got to be like the new.
Oh, he's gonna try to farm Mongrel again.
CS is he sees Mongrel once again. A little bit of missed opportunities there from Peterbot, something that you don't see very often, but at least it lets us know that he is human.
But it's just crazy to think about the fact that Aussie and Peterbot could land it.
Dude, Alex was farming kills though. Alex and Peterbot are getting some good kills early.
Moving into an optimal position at Slurpee Swamp to even try and cut them off. Sure, you've got Booga and Typical Gamer a little ways ahead of them, but even that is a fight that Peterbot is more than open to taking on head first.
What a shot, dude. What a play by Peterbot. This guy's insane. It's almost like he's just the best in the game.
Ozzy just kind of playing that safe game. Something that Ozzy just playing his role pretty well.
Shota and Koyota. I guess they're dipping.
He said, hey, I'm just going to do what I need to do for my teammate, and we'll see what happens.
Koyota and Captain Shota, though, they're just going to keep things moving. They don't want to get stuck
Oh, we're gonna try to look for kills on the Mongrel. Dude, Mongrel and Allier this game have been getting farmed. That is tough. So was Reg, dude, Regs and Nate Hill. It's just, oh yeah, Allier, bro. Allier, no. Dude, that is so tough.
I'm sure that he's bound to continue looking up into the sky for more. So some of those things you don't see coming with the crash pads and the shockwaves.
Dude, Nate Hill and Regs are also getting farmed. I think they're gonna go down soon.
Allier gets jumped on, put back on respawn, and that's the same pain Mongrel's been feeling. So for this game number 2,
Yo, Allier's getting farmed. No. Wow, dude.
Another elimination onto Allier. Even if they're not getting the siphon mats, the minis that comes with getting the elimination, it's the points that really matter.
We all knew that follow-up was inevitable from Toyota and Shota, but even more importantly still, we've got a little bit of a listen in with a couple of our fan favorites, Peterbot and Aussie.
Here we go. Get some comms.
On you? Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go kill Allier. Yeah, yep, nice. Yep, I'm just getting the slow trap and then I'll help you, okay? Nice, very good. Farm out here, follow Mongrel. Yeah.
Oh, good save, good save.
Nice, very good stuff, man.
Nice. Dude, he killed him, he just didn't say anything, he just started emoting. That's crazy.
And they were just a couple of seconds sooner on getting that elimination.
Alex has 6 kills, bro. Alex has 6 kills right now. Oh my gosh.
Alex getting all of that loot. As they're trying to base up over here just south of Boomin Base. You see a couple of teams outside of the zone, a couple more inside of the zone, and you're seeing it's Podesai and Nikov, the ones that actually land off in this position, that are trying to take most use of it.
But we just saw Alex with 6 eliminations, 6 points.
That's insane, dude.
And yet there's only been one duo fully eliminated from this lobby.
Man, that's crazy.
Struggles that
6 kills was the total that Cooper and Zemi had last game. Oh, they're gonna 3-2-1 cyber PK.
But where are you gonna go? You go too deep into the zone, you could get chunked out even with the barrels. Cammy, Jacob trying to play it very, very carefully. They know the whole western side of that zone is going to open up. They know it's relatively low damage, so they're going to hedge their bets in that direction.
But with all that early commotion at Dirty Docks, Lineseed, Vaxity, and Reason are still kicking in this one.
Alright.
They're looking like they might be able to get a nice flank opportunity onto a couple of our teams that are pushed a little bit further inside this edge of zone.
Vaxi's placed top 10 in 11 different official tournaments, but has never won one. He's placed top 10 in 11 tournaments? Probably like hype cups or something, dude. Back in the day. Oh man, I tell you what.
He's good. He just needs to kind of more reps.
That's funny.
In the competition. You know, you saw that stat.
Cooper and Zami, dude, they're just, I mean, they only have 2 kills, but man, Zemi learns so quick, and Cooper is just, he's got that IGL knowledge.
His only option is to pull off a victory royale here, Jacob. He said he was getting at least 1 for the broadcast today, at least 1 for the fans back home. And
Cooper and Zemi still in first.
I mean, show the man some love.
Lufu and Alex, though, going up to 5th with 11 points. Just from the 6 kills this game. That's crazy. A lot of people fighting over here. Cypher BK. Oh, Peterbot. He's going for the Elim. Nice. Ozzy's getting the Elim. W. Dude, 2 gold slurp juices. That's crazy.
Not sure who that second team is just outside of Slurpy Swamp with them. It's going to be Flakes and Gone. They need to be careful because Peterbot and Ozzy are warming up and getting more and more dangerous as time goes on.
Oh, but Cammy, he's running out of mobility options and he is being chased out. Jacob already looking grim.
Oh yeah, Jacob's on HP.
Can take him though. And he'll buy a little bit more time here, but Gone and Flakes.
Oh man.
Not looking to let things settle.
Is Allier still gliding, dude? Oh no. Allier's barely even touched the ground this game. That's so sad.
They've got enough hard mats to make it happen, but you don't want to burn all your material too early on.
Yep. Flakes and gone, but let's go ahead and take a listen in for Thomas HD and Somerset and how they're playing through this endgame.
1.5, 55. I think we're just gonna have to be a little aggressive.
Wait, there's a guy at least. That was the guy from before.
Yeah, there's a T-buff.
I like that. I like that. Everybody knows Thomas HD, probably IGL from the team, but Somerset just letting her opinion be known. We might have to play a little bit aggressive, giving up that information. And if I'm Thomas HD and my teammate says, look, we got to start getting aggressive to close the gap, I would be with it.
Reboots are ending in 25 seconds. 25 seconds. Allie getting killed again. Cold kills Nate Hill. Let's go. Cold and Courage. Let's go. Dude, Alex has 7 elims this game. On his own.
She said, all I want is to place higher than Locky. And with the way that Alex is firing off on all cylinders right now,
Allie still getting beamed, bro. That's so tough, man. Oh, Cold got that again. Let's go. Let's go, Courage. Let's go, Cold.
We've actually been able to see. I know it's only been 1.5 games so far, but with reboots turned on,
Where Cold and Courage at? Okay, they're right below Faxing Rezone. They're in a good spot. They're right by zone.
Especially since they're both going to feel a little bit of that max pull. Regs is going to go down to Thomas HD. One more elimination point for them, and now that leaves Nate Hill by himself.
Cold's bound has spotted out that
Oh, Nate Hill.
Reg just popped off directly underneath.
He's a solo now.
Position. Courage. A little bit pressed here for the loadout, but he's at least got one.
Oh, Courage, bro. What is this loadout? No.
With this, they would definitely like a refresh because
Alright, in the end, it's going to be Cold, though.
we're gonna need to see some
Can he
teams
clutch up the elims? Can he clutch up the end game?
Yeah, this might be one of them. You see, he does have that exotic SMG. Every time he reloads, he does get that 0-point dash effect a little bit. Doesn't last a long time, but hey, in an end game this chaotic, it's the little difference makers that really count. As Jacob and Cam are just trying to go ahead and cement their position. They know it's not a far rotation to zone, but how dangerous this lobby is. They blink and things could turn sideways. Instead of going through.
Oh, they're getting lobbied. They're getting lobbied.
Trying to get denied entry.
Everybody just preventing Ronaldo and
Oh no.
from moving even 1 inch closer. They're gonna be forced to actually
Dude, they're getting full lobbied.
as much wall coverage as possible, but it's Peterbot and Ozzy that are refusing to let Kanata and Ronaldo get any closer. They want full control of this
Yeah, they're gonna give that up.
and they've got it. They've made Kanata and Ronaldo use
Alright, 2 teams have been officially eliminated. We still have 34 people left, though. This is it right here on this rotation. Absolute chaos. Crazy and Nick, though. Dude, they're still playing height, and they know the strats. High ground and reload is so overpowered, man.
There's still a couple more, so hopefully it works out this time.
But it's the Queasy Classic. Get high, don't die. He said Nick
I should have had this team in my top 5. They're playing really well. Only 17 teams left now.
sole responsibility. Just apply pressure to whatever angle that Queasy doesn't have full tabs on. They just want to prevent anybody from moving up with them.
Man, they're so far up, dude. That's insane.
Try to hit a little bit of surprise attack. Ozzy went down not too long ago.
Oh, Ozzy's dead.
By himself. And I said the same thing about Cold. It's a different feeling when you're Peterbot as a solo. He doesn't have
How are Cold and Courage doing? Oh, Queasy goes down. They get dropped. Oh no, Nick goes down to fall damage. Oh no. Gon's on height. They retake it. We're just. Oh, Peterbot's getting kills. Here we go, dude. Cold gets a kill. Zemi clicks. Cold gets another kill. Let's go, Courage. Let's go, Cold. Come on.
So Gon has to be careful. A lot of our solos just trying to look bigger than they actually are. Clicks is even going for the high.
Oh, Clicks is going up there.
The legendary slurp juice that he got from Ozzy paying off big.
Peterbot's got to clutch it up. Is Courage still alive or is it just Cold? Either way, it's Lacey and Clicks on height, dominating the lobby here. Wow. There's so many names, bro. Typical gamer goes down.
The chug jug, they have the slurp. Down below, Peterbot is trying
Oh
to
my
hold on to
goodness.
He's spraying to the backside of the zone. That's Vaxity.
Is that Booga and Typical Gamer down? I see Cold. Cold's still in it. Wow, Clix takes on Nikov. Courage JD goes down. Oh my gosh. Clix takes down Alex. Lacey goes down though. Lacey died to fall damage. No. Is Cold still alive? Is he? He is. Cold is still alive. Okay. Dude, Clix is so primed for the zone. It pulls back up. It's gonna pull back up over this hill. Clix is in such a good position here. Is Cold still alive? There's 8 teams left. Cold is still clutching up. Cold is dead. Dang. He died to Storm. Oh.
Now every single person left alive in this game is a solo in this competition.
Every single person's a solo? What? Cooper goes down. It's gonna be Clix on height. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Seti takes down Kanata. It's gonna be Clix versus Seti. Clix is absolutely winning this. There's no way. Oh, no mats. No mats. Oh, he gets the damage though. He gets mats. Oh. He shocks him out. He's gonna kill him to Storm. Clix and Lacey, bro. Wow. Clix and Lacey, bro. That is crazy. Dude, they're on heights for so long. What a zone to pull too. Oh my goodness.
Shockwave Lacey into zone, and I knew that would have been a big sell, but it doesn't matter because I won it, so it's all good.
Is that why he sent you into the zone? Because he wanted to do it as a solo, Lacey?
He sent me into the zone, but I trusted him the whole way. I never had a doubt he was winning that.
And while he is
Alright.
winning it, are you talking to him?
That is
or are you
game
like,
2
"Let's
in the
stay silent,
books.
let him do his thing"?
I was just
Clix and Lacey.
Mats, refreshes, pop his slurp before he goes out of fights, and letting him play.
And you are
Dang,
looking
dude.
for those shockwaves because we saw that Seti got shockwaved into the zone in those final moments. In a way, it kind of won you the game. Is this your favorite item right now in Reload?
Honestly, my favorite item is the spaz. They need to bring the spaz back.
Well, I know that a lot of people from Epic Games are watching, so they might take on your suggestion. But how satisfying was
I think
that
they should, bro. Bring the spaz back.
from the high ground?
Honestly, I just kept on building up and up where shockwaves can't get to that height limit, so you basically have no threat. You just keep on playing your game and spraying.
Now, there's an interesting situation that happened at the start of that game, which was that Peterbot and Aussie Antics, they dropped on our leaders from the first game, Cooper and Zemi. Are you worried they're going to be coming your way?
The thing is, me and Peter got a good alliance going on, so honestly, keep on dropping.
Alliance? What?
Excuse me, we want a fair fight.
Are we teaming here? What are we doing, dude?
Please, Galen Center, show your appreciation for Clix and Lacey.
They got an alliance going on, alright. Dang, that's crazy, dude. Alright. Game 3 coming up in 3 minutes. Let's check the leaderboard. Here we go. Lacey and Clicks going into first. Cooper and Zemi in second place. Seti and who's Seti playing with? Seti and Daya in third. Kanata and Ronaldo. Kanata and Ronaldo in fourth. Aussie Antics and Peterbot in fifth. All right, Courage and Cole are still in sixth. They're still doing okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 4 kills, seven places. 2 4 kills, 7th places. Wow. Alex and Lufu, they were popping off with the kills there, but they couldn't get to the placement, that's pretty tough for them. Dude, Cypher still has 0 points. Oh no. They've got out in 17th place and 20th place. That is tough, man. Typical Gamer and Booga also not doing too good with only 4 points. They've only gotten points off of Elim so far. Typical Gamer and Booga. Oh, I actually didn't have him on my top 5. Okay. Queasy and Nick A30. I mean, they had that hype, but it just got taken from them. They got destroyed. I think they got shot out, actually, and Nick died of fall damage, which is tough. Alright. There it is. There we go. Dude, Lacey and Clicks. All right. Then you got 4th place and a 1st place for him. Clicks and Lacey are dominating right now. Zemi and Cooper also 1st and 5th place. Wow. Wow. That's crazy, bro. I guess we can't even see the prize pool on here. Dang, dude. I need to take a look at the prize pool again because I think it's decently top heavy. I mean, everyone still gets money, but that 50K for 1st place, man.
So many, right? Throwback to when Frankie was talking to them. He's like, yeah, Clicks might have shockwaved me into Storm, right? How do you have enough to go ahead and do that to your teammate? Launch yourself up like 7 times. As you can see, Clicks
wow, dude. That kill on Alex was crazy.
The fact that a lot of the reload items, they're called.
Oh yeah, these shockwaves though, man.
Way back years ago, Clicks has been a player that's been playing for a very
He's coming in clutch for him.
Instantly comfortable with all of the items that are going to be in this competition, which is why, of course, he was like, listen, those purple pumps, please bring them back.
Yeah, Clicks really set our expectations quite high for the rest of the competition.
A lot of people from Fortnite are watching. Maybe they'll take this suggestion, you know. Bring the spaz back.
And then getting elimination onto Alex. By being a solo player, that's when we typically see these pros kind of tend to take a step back, slow down a little bit.
10 kill first.
The exact opposite. He just kind
or
of
10 kills so far, I guess.
Pedal there and just kept going, and obviously it came down to him and Seti in the final 1v1 Vivid, and it got kind of close.
Yeah, it did get kind of close. Seti is like, please stop throwing shockwaves at me. He's like, how do you have so many, right? Like I was mentioning, Clicks just kept going up and up and up. Not to mention, Clicks, when he dropped all the way down to the low ground and initially lost the high ground, he had no mats. He had nothing to work with. For some reason, there's just like a pool of loot down there, a little llama for him to go ahead and help him clutch that game up.
I love to see it. I also love to see Lacey running around the arena right now, getting everyone really hyped up. That's what you want to see. If you do go down, and if even your own teammate goes down, you gotta keep your mental straight.
I mean, when we saw that moment, we saw Clicks get up, get excited, we have that listening. Let's hear from what this game happened.
Dude,
how it all
TG and
went
Booga, they're struggling a little bit.
I'm spinning you mats, and I'm gonna go down on walls, okay? I'm connecting. Wait, I'm shockwaving, sorry. Don't shock me, bro. I know, I said I'm shockwaving. You're good. 100.
Oh, he killed Lacey with that. That's how he died. I didn't even realize. Oh, man.
Kill 3 of them.
Holy, dude. Holy loud.
To be fair, Zeke, clicks did come that he was shockwaving.
You know, we all know how chaotic Fortnite games can get. Technically, he did comment. We'll just let it slide because you know he got a victory royale. So at the end of the day, it's all good. And now
there we go.
Currently holding that #1 spot, 27 points. It is looking so good, but look right behind them, right? Cooper and Zemi.
Cooper and Zemi still in it, dude.
Whoa, 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 but right behind them, tied up 24 points there. I see Seti and Daya sneaking into 3rd place right there. You know, I was swore that team was going to be good on pace. But yeah, Cooper and Zemi again, instantly getting contested towards the top of the leaderboard right there. That just shows how close these Fortnite competitions
Oh,
are.
Cooper on the Peterbot.
We talked about it after game #1 that once Peter
Dang,
gets
and then
eliminated by
Peterbot
someone, once he
took
gets
out
down, he wants
Cooper.
to go for that 1st place player. He wants to prove
Wow.
himself. And unfortunately, if you're going up against Cooper, it might be a little bit risky. And obviously, Aussie Antics being left alone there definitely spelled a little bit of a disaster. So I don't know if we're necessarily going to be seeing that strat again out of them. But Cooper, Zemi, 2 strong games in a row, Vivid.
Yeah, I mean, super strong with them. Like you were mentioning, Kelly, the early contestation over at the
Wait, I think Aussie and Peterbot did split up there. I think Peter landed on.
over that way.
I think Peterbot landed on Cooper and Zemi, and then if he got killed, then he would respawn with Aussie. But then what happened was Aussie died, so then he respawned with Peter at Dirty. That's crazy, dude.
I would love that. And the only other thing I want to see out of these games that I've seen too much of is my boy Allier getting bullied, okay? Leave Allier alone.
Dude, Allier is getting destroyed, man.
But man, Nikov Podesai is
That's so fun.
going sicko mode in these games. Reload is just so much fun. I'm loving this like extra layer of just chaos, right? Again, you just never, like, as you're swapping perspectives, you never know what a player's gonna have. Sometimes
Typical gamer and Booga, they're struggling, man. They're struggling.
AR, sometimes you've got shots. Sometimes you've got some crazy mythic or exotic.
You know, you mentioned layer, and I really like the layer that they're playing here. They're kind of going for the second high ground. You can see even in those clips right there that they're paying attention to high ground. They're peeking behind. They're going for those chops because they understand that although eliminations are great on low ground, there's just so many question marks on if a player just pops up behind you and gets an elim. But high ground is a little less contested.
Guys, I want more action. Let's get back up on that.
Here we go.
Buzz. Taco, Jacob PR, over to you.
Game number 3.
We want more games, and I'm honestly keeping my ear to the street. The whole Fortnite community is saying this is fun. This is what it's all about, and I can agree.
That leaderboard was looking crazy, though. Seti and Daya, you cannot sleep on their performance so far today. And Jacob, we're about to hit the halfway point. Because game 3 is ready to ride.
Game number 3. Here we go, chat. Who's gonna win it? Predictions in the chat. I think Peterbot and Aussie are gonna win this. I think Peterbot's actually gonna lock in. He's gonna clutch it up. They're gonna get the dub.
Heavy. It's been consistency in the placements and making these top 5s, making these top 3s. So this is what it's really all about. Maybe you could close the gap in the last half of the day, but who knows?
One thing's for sure, though, Faxity and Reason playing that third-party contest at Dirty Dogs has made it very difficult for Flakes and Gone to find that level of consistency in comparison to Zemi and Cooper. They've just been silent.
Looks like everyone's sticking to their normal drop off so far. Maybe.
And other teams, they're gonna have to step it up or they'll fall behind.
I don't know. Is Peterbot landing somewhere else?
Really important here because this is a good like pacing game, seeing where you're at versus the rest of the pack. It's almost like testing your strategy. Is it working? But Beno just keeping his eyes peeled, sees Lacey land a little short. There goes half of the HP.
Uh-oh.
Beno's gonna go on this great chase. It's a little bit too risky, especially since he doesn't even necessarily know where Clicks himself has landed, so he doesn't want to get taken down a little early.
I think if Beno had a shockwave there, he would have gone for it. He would have full sent it, but No mobility means you're gonna have to come to a halt. Alex on the other end, he's got Cypher PK in his sights, and Cypher.
Oh, Cypher, dude.
Just in the nick of time, he'll be able to reunite with Moxie, and she'll play that.
Cypher and Moxie are just getting destroyed.
Unit. And that's gonna stop Alex in his tracks. He can't continue to press that issue.
You know, watching the Milk Cup, Moxie was trying to make a last game run in that final game of the day. I think they had like 15 plus elimination before they eventually went down and were cut short. But that's the type of confidence I do want to see from these teams. Take control of your own game. Get aggressive when you can, especially if Alex and Loser Fruit are landing on you and trying to take the fight and catch you off guard.
Scenes at Fort Crumpet, though, is just Queasy trying to take advantage of Seti and Naya spotted off on the bridge a little bit further north.
Queasy Nick on
Queasy,
Con.
he's always got a very familiar strategy, Jacob. Doesn't matter if it's FNCS, Major Finals, or if it's the Pro-Am. Queasy's going to be looking for height every single time.
And so far about the 8th zone in first 2 games, we have seen them kind of lead the pack in terms of consistently being up there on that high ground. It's just closing it out has been the struggles.
Our game is looking pretty empty. There's a team coming up though. There's a team coming up on Toyota. Lockheed and Mr. Savage. Looks like they see him and now they're gonna back down a little bit.
They're just kind of looting up slowly. There is one player towards their south that they might have to be careful for, but this is a team that is coming in as a little bit of an underdog, so to say. Nobody really expects much from them, even though Coyote is always breaking the mold and showing us new tricks in competitions just like this.
Oh, you can't say nobody, because Captain Shoda, if you ever got a chance to talk to that guy like I did, he was just calling out, we are going to be winning. It's going to take a little bit of a pop-off now to play catch up, but
Alex gets beamed. Oh no.
Mid-air by Nate Hill. You want to go for a blue battle? Nate Hill coming out on top.
Dang, that's crazy. You'd love to see a good game from Nate Hill right here.
It's just wait that full 10 seconds. She's just hoping that Alex is able to
They
actually
have the
touch
mythic
ground.
minigun.
Oh my. I was saying Nate Hill got a good upgrade because he didn't have a shotgun before, but now Reds has the mythic
Oh, they're gonna push.
minigun.
They're gonna push. They're
In
trying to get
real,
this
that is
these
going to
elims.
shred if they can keep it towards the
Pushing
end.
Alex here.
Fresh off the respawn, it's Loser Fruit this time around though versus Nate Hill. This is a good amount of loot if they're able to take down Loser Fruit, but I hear the crash pad and there is so much
I
distance
guess
to be
they're
made
dipping.
by Loser Fruit with that heads up play.
But Nate, he's got to be real careful. You don't want to get over ambitious.
Oh.
You don't want to draw too much attention. Alex hiding, waiting to see if he can get an angle on opening any kind of way to find this knock of revenge onto Nate Hill.
Oh.
But Nate immediately
Nate Hill, that's a good kill right there.
that elimination
That was pretty nice actually.
Loser Fruit now means that Alex will be forced to just continue hiding.
He gets a little bit of the zone. It's just unfortunate where Nate Hill and Regs are currently positioned at. He can't really rotate to either the left or that right side. So he literally has to wait until they disengage.
Is Faxity hopping in, dude?
Do anything. Deep into Dirty Docks. Faxity, Reason, a late entry.
Oh, they have the exotic.
A late contest
They have the exotic here. Wow.
they're leading the fight. Reason does have the breacher, so he can break through these builds relatively easy, but they're shock waving to try to find safety, and Reason is going in onto Gon. They realize this is a 2v1. It's now or never, but a big
What a shot from Gon.
is going to slow things down.
And Flakes, he's got to come play a little bit of supportive measure. He knows that Gon just got a huge crack onto Reason's shield, but Faxity, Reason, now split angle approach. Gon gonna crank all the way to the high ground, just crash pad to safety. He does have a chug jug, and with Flakes nearby, Flakes is going to be the one to actually cut off that line of sight there for Reason and Faxity. But this fight at Dirty Docks, it's inevitable, Jacob, because there's only one way to actually make it towards the edge of zone. Faxity and Reason.
Podesai takes on Typical Gamer. Peterbot takes on Booga. Is that a team down?
And it just happens to be the Brazilians every time.
Yeah, and it's just now turning unfortunate for both of them. Instead
Is that team down? Is that they might be fully dead? Ozzy and Peterbot rotating to where Typical Gamer and Booga land. That's gonna do it for him. I think it might do it for him. Yeah, that's the whole team. Wow.
The moment that he sees anybody, he's so down to just key them immediately.
Courage and Cold coming in though. This could be dangerous for him. You gotta be careful with Peterbot right there.
27 points. That was Clicks and Lacey. Second place, only 3 points away. 3 eliminations separating as of now. But you can see that two teams still over here. 1 damage per tick in the zone. There's a lot of chug barrels, a lot that you can go ahead and recuperate the HP, the bandages as well. So
Oh, here we go. The Breacher. Breacher coming in clutch right there. Dude, the Breacher's overpowered. Oh, Vaxity. Vaxity coming in clutch.
That was a great snipe by Vaxity, making sure to cut off that escape angle.
Man, typical gamer and Booga struggling through 3 games already. That's unfortunate to see. And Loserfree goes down as well.
Gonna add to the count though. One more elimination for Vaxity and Reason to take advantage of. But they are still out in no man's land compared to where other teams are already positioning inside of the zone. And with the amount of time spent, they might as well just continue to play exclusively for eliminations.
Yeah, especially since you know, if you're in full control, you have all the loot, and you hear those players just getting rebooted over and over and over. You know that solo player is staying by.
Cold and Courage. Alright.
Like they're doing so far.
No kills this game, but we're looking good. Gotta be careful from Mongrel and LEA over there.
Just close to the zone, and there's still one more team as well. All of them have a little bit of priority over them on this rotation for now.
A lot of bodies though at Slurpy Swamp, and we all know Peterbot does not like anybody in his territory. Might only be a matter of time before he looks to start clearing out some of those teams and playing a little bit more aggressive, but peeking back in with our game 2 winners,
Lacey and Click set back pretty far back in zone actually, so
success they found in the last lobby, Jacob, they might start to run away with this one.
They have that calm, cool, collected demeanor. They have the chemistry, best friends.
Ozzy.
As Ozzy's on the other side,
Ozzy and Peterbot trying to put pressure on.
crash land. He's trying to make his way up with that shockwave.
Yeah, they're just gonna take height here.
That they were going up against.
Gonna look for some elims.
You said it yourself, Taco Slurpy Swamp. That belongs to one man and one man only, or boy. That would be Peterbot. And he's just really wreaking havoc all around the lobby. And you see it, and he's going to pack a punch in his loadout. It's not just the Thunder Shotgun and the Mammoth. He's making sure that he has the SMG as well. That way he can just end a fight in the blink of an eye.
But with the way that Peterbot and Aussie essentially just reclaimed Slurpy Swamp, they forced every single one of those other teams that were trying to take advantage of some of the heals surrounding Slurpy completely.
It's gonna start getting pretty hectic
He's
soon.
not allowing anybody else to utilize those resources. It's only Peterbot and Aussies to take advantage of. Ronaldo, Kanata, they're one of those teams. A little bit stuck.
Ronaldo won FNCS in Chapter 2 Season 1 squad.
They got a decent little loot pile next to them.
Only creator here with an FNCS title. Dude, Chapter 2 Season 1 squad FNCS. Oh my goodness.
Season 1 win. Ronaldo is the only creator with an FNCS champion. Hey, that's got to give a little bit of confidence for someone like Ronaldo. I know we were kind of watching him practice in the rooms. His mechanics are there. It's just kind of like the outside factors that change when Fortnite and the
Dude, Mongrel and the infantry rifle. This guy loves his infantry rifle.
Regardless of the circumstances surrounding his competitive history. Allier, though, Zeke was asking for it. Guys, please stop bullying him. And it seems like it's worked out so far, but
Oh, Thomas getting a kill on the Lacey here.
running smack dab into Cammy soon. Gotta keep an open eye out. Blix has lost Lacey though, and we are rapidly approaching that no more reboots territory.
This is best case scenario though. With
Gotta wait for Lacey to get rebooted.
You got a max pull to the south.
Lacey might go down here out of the sky. Oh, he's 1 HP. Lacey's 1.
And if Flakes and Gone are gonna push up on you, but no, it's actually Flakes the one looking to get aggressive. If he can win this 2v1 fight, that's the
Wow, he's pushing. Wow, he's going aggressive. Wow. Clicks.
He is out of here, and now that is Lacey's loot. And Flakes, he's still looking to chase him out. He wants to
He's going for Flakes.
eliminated. Flakes barely managing to survive. He's trying to run every which direction. One more shockwave to create some space. Lacey with
Wow.
the turret from overhead. They're crash padding in.
Yeah, they're getting in.
But he's gonna sit and hide inside of the bush. They don't have any idea where
They don't
he's
know.
actually skirting.
They don't know he's in the bush.
And they'll be forced to just head right back to the
Wow.
Flakes did his job.
He gave Gon a chance to get rebooted back up, and with him staying
Oh,
alive,
Gon
there
is
could
dead
be
though.
a second chance as well. But I wish them all the luck in the world, because look how stacked that side of the zone is when the reboots finally turn on. Luckily there's barrels, there is Slurpy Swamp,
Clix
so there
doesn't
is gonna be
have
some
the best
chances,
loot here.
but you gotta give credit. All the
That's
credit
tough.
in the world that Clix, not only making that opportunity possible, getting Lacey back in the game, but getting him loot. Isn't that the creator's job?
Oh, yeah, Clix is... Yeah. Oh, man, it's over for him. They rotated in too late. That's first place. That is first place dead. That is huge. Dude, that minigun, the mythic minigun coming into play here. It is going to be insane.
They're on the front side of the zone, so eventually teams will have to start to rotate their way in. Just how long can they keep a hold of this pressure? And it seems like things have settled for them, so it's about assessing the situation. And you can see they're using everything that they have, every resource. Bandages first, then the chug jug if needed. And this is how Don is just getting
Wow.
in the ringer right now. Another elimination, and it's after 7th zone. He's not coming back this time.
And Gon and Flakes just caught in the crossfire for
Savage just got beamed.
First it was Vaccity and Reason, but Benno, Reddish, they're looking to keep the ball rolling here. Reddish is gonna have to take a moment, replenish some of those shields that she lost. But with 6 splashes, a couple of big pots, it's gonna be no issue whatsoever. They're definitely looking nice and healthy, but the high ground is what might be up for grabs soon.
And right now we see Queasy and Nick
There's
has
17 teams left. 3 teams have gone down.
Ali, A, and Mongrel are actually making an attempt for it. It might be a little
Gon and Flakes are down, and I think Typical Gamer and Booga, and then Clix and Lacey.
and they have it secured for now. You see them firing off into the
Mongrel and Ali A going for height. The zone is perfect for him. They get zone. Cold goes down. No. Cold is dead. Oh no. Maybe there can be a res there. No. Cold and Courage, they're dead. They're dead. That's it for Cold and Courage. Wow. That's crazy, bro. Cold and Courage are dead.
using the crash pad that wasn't even his. Mongrel, he's been in this situation before, being able to hold on to that high ground. Ali A is doing his job right, and he fighting that 5 pads. He's trying to put down pressure, trying to land some damage, make it easier and easier for the lobby to thin out. But Reddish has just got taken down, leaving Benno by himself. And you can see he only has 3 minis, so he's going to need an elimination if this goes to a heal off.
He does have a lot of builds to work with though for the time being, but he's got Kanata and Stable Ronaldo directly underneath where he's boxed up. Mongrel
Oh no. Queasy's getting it. Queasy's taking it, dude. Oh, Mongrel's gonna have to. Oh no. Yeah, Nick at 30 and Queasy.
You had Nick at 30 pushing up, being the actual aggressor. Queasy in the
Ali A goes down. Mongrel's on his own.
Mongrel's by himself. 90 on the chug jug, only 25 builds left. He's trying to keep his position in the front side of the zone and attack. But for how long with more and more players starting to
Ozzy goes down.
feel and hear the shots firing onto his builds?
Oh, but Cammy just got shockwave deep into the heart of the storm.
Dude, Peterbot could be clutching this. He doesn't get the search juice off. Oh, he did. Going on the Mongrel. He's gonna look for that kill. He got the kill on the Mongrel. He's 1 HP. Oh my goodness, he's clutching so hard. Oh my, what is this? What is Peterbot doing, bro? This guy's insane.
Next elimination on Mongrel. He does have some chug jug left. Benno's doing the same thing, getting aggressive, forcing players lower and lower on his current position. Queasy and Nick, 3rd time could be the charm. We've seen him on high ground. Let's see him close it out.
But Kanata, Ronaldo, they just been
Peterbot on A Hill, he gets the Elim.
with a 4th elimination now.
Hopefully he's not playing for Siphon though, because there is none.
It could be disastrous for Savage. He's trying to see if he can make his
Oh
way
no.
forward, but Peterbot, that's gonna be the one caught off guard. Rex
That's gonna do it for him.
taking him out. A menace to the lobby, no more. But Rex,
Savage. Thomas just popping off here.
bringing down Mr. Savage, and it's all by
Zemi
himself.
goes down.
He's
His
gotta keep this one alive.
Is Cooper still up? Cooper is still up. He's pretty low though. Cooper is dead. Ronaldo Kanata trying to get in. Ronaldo on a Nika. Wow, what a kill on low ground.
But Ronaldo, he's running slim as far as the builds are going, and Seti, he might have to drop Seti, might have to get involved, getting a couple of tags. Kanata's shield
Seti's trying to clutch it.
but Seti, he's all by himself. He's just trying to stay out of the line
Oh my
of sight.
goodness, if he clutches this. There's like nothing left.
He's gonna have to block his view.
From a top 2 to a top
Queasy and Nick at 30 both still alive though. They're both trying to clutch up. Oh, what a kill. Oh my goodness. Kanata and Ronaldo, bro. Wow.
That is what we expect of a former FNCS champion.
Hey boys, don't lose your voices before you've had a chance to talk to me. Pretty excited about that one. Everyone
Holy
has their
loud,
eyes
dude.
on you going into this competition.
Oh,
Game
man.
number 3, you finally show up. How does it feel?
I mean, this guy right here is the GOAT, man. This guy's the GOAT. This guy's solo clutch, and you know me, I'm a FNCS champion. I carried my squad back in 2019. You know, the genetics and everything. We just a go-to duo. We waiting. When's next game? I mean, to be honest, that was probably the easiest game of Fortnite I've ever played in my entire life. All right, I'm not gonna even lie. We finally got a South Zone. Finally. If those who know, you know what I'm saying? We finally got a South Zone. The first 2 games, we're top left. We're running the whole map, landing bottom right. We finally get a zone, and I said we're gonna win it. And what happened? We won that game.
I feel like I'm hearing some excuses though. Are you saying you're only going to win this if you get Southside zones?
He said, watch, if we get a zone, we're gonna win. What happened? I mean, look at it. The first 2 games, 2 pulled max. Kill what we did. Top 5, top 3, and now we won. Easy.
All right, well, let's see if you can make it easy. As you were saying, Ron?
It's not over yet, though. We still got 3 more. So, hey.
There you go. Let's not get ahead of yourselves. Galen Center, please show some appreciation. It's Ron and Kanata. Let's head
Holy dude. What a game 3.
No way. The Pro-Am is delivering on the entertainment right now. Oh my gosh. I am just so in love with this format. I'm so in love with Reload, and I'm in love with everything we're seeing right now. I cannot believe we got a win from Kanata and Stable Ronaldo.
I mean, what a way to win that, right? The solo clutch, Kanata as well. Listen, I got you with the callback right there to Major 2.
Wow, okay, let's
South Zone pulls in their favor, though. They do.
let us look at the leaderboard, chat. Here we go. After game 3, halfway done, where are we at? Kanata and Ronaldo in first by 6 points. 6 points. Seti and Dia still in second. Were they in second before? I don't know. I think they were in third before. Seti and Dia now in second place. Cooper and Zemi still in it though. Again, they went from first to second. Now they're in third. See if they can keep it going. Clayson Lacey in fourth. Podesai and Nikoff in fifth. Courage and Cole do drop down from 6th to 9th place though. Aussie and Peterbot moving up a couple places in 7th. Man, typical gamer and Booga. Typical gamer and Booga, man. That is a tough one. Only 4 points, 3 games. That is unfortunate, man.
Nominations of the professional
Wow.
player, but with game number 3 right there, Kanata and Stable Ronaldo first place.
Oh no. Wow. We are halfway through this competition, and once again, those standings get flipped on their head. Now, we are at the halfway point, which means we're going to give the players some time here. They're going to go ahead and head back with 3 more games to go. They got to start talking strategy, what they're going to do in that second half.
All right, I guess we're getting a little break.
I want to also highlight here, man, Queasy, Nick A30. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, Queasy is a legend already. We all know that. But the fact.
Alrighty, chat. I think I'm going to end the stream there. After 3 games, we have 39 points for Kanata and Stable Ronaldo in first place. I appreciate you guys for watching. Sorry I couldn't stick to the end, but thank you guys. Make sure to go onto Twitch or YouTube, watch the Fortnite live broadcast if you guys want to see how it ends. I appreciate you guys, though. Vibes were great. And, yeah, appreciate you. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. I'll see you guys later. Peace.